Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to coverage of this round of 16 clash. Is Japan against Croatia live here on the Commentary Hub. We're also live on the Commentary Hub to JB Sports, Storm FM, and over on our Twitch channel as well. With Russ Vernon, and alongside me is Mike Ornament, which we'll go to Mike in a few moments as we get ready for this game to get underway. The national anthems are just about to be played down below us as the teams are on the field of play right now. We'll be starting off with the Japanese national anthem. And while the national anthems are going across, I'll just give you some statistics which I found out about the managers. The Japanese boss, Amji Murasu, who he's 54 years old, played 35 times for the Japanese side in his playing career, scoring one goal. He will take charge of his 345th managerial game in his career. 265 of those was at club level, 18 at under 23s level, and 62 were at senior level. His win percentage out of his 344 games prior to this one is 52.03 win percentage, 179 wins, 65 draws with 100 defeats of that. As for Croatian boss Zlatko Dalic, he never played an international game for his country, which is Croatia. He's 56 years of age. He takes charge of his 67th Croatian game of his Croatian managerial career, 477th in his managerial game. In his managerial game, he's won 217 of his previous 476. Drew 121, lost 138, win percentage of 49.59. Of his 66 games in charge of Croatia, 66 games played, 33 games won, 16 draws, 17 defeats, with a win percentage of 50%. The main three officials on the field, so the referee and the lines people will be, and the assistants will be from the United States of America. Algeria has got the four official. Colombia is on the VAR, along with Chile, Argentina, and Italy in the VAR room with him today. We'll go through the teams in a moment. This game is being played at the Al Janoub Stadium for this game today. This is round of 16 clash, and it's between Japan and Croatia. While the national anthems have just been finished, we'll run you through the starting lineups in a second, then we'll get the thoughts of Mike Ornament ahead of this game today. So we've got the Japan side up first, and they've got Gonda in goal, will make his 35th appearance for the side. No two players are not in this side today. Tomiyasu Yoshida is Nagatomo, Yoshida, Kanguchi, and Tomiyasu at the back. Murata, Endo, Doan, and Kamada in midfield. Ito, Medea up front is the side. It looks like we're going to play a 3-4-3 according to this that we've got here. Just to tell you, Ikura misses out through suspension. Picked up 2 yellow cards in the tournament, one against Costa Rica, one against Spain. As Ishmael Elfat from USA is the match referee. Corey Parker on assistant number 1. Assistant number 2, Carl Atkins. For officials, Mustafa Gabel, with Nicholas Gallo leading the VAR team. Also missing out for Japan is Tafkos Kubo, misses out through illness. For Croatia, they've got 2 players out as well. Josip Stanic misses out through a muscular injury, while Borna Sosa misses out through illness. They line up then for their game today against Japan. They have got in goal is Livakovic, Jovanovic, Lovren, Gvardiol and Barisic at the back, Kovacic, Brozovic and Modric in midfield, Kramaric, Pekovic and Perisic lead the line. And Ivan Perisic is the second highest player in the Croatian side Appearance-wise, making his 117th appearance today, Luka Modric was the captain, makes his 156th appearance for his country. There's Andrej Kremich, 2 goals in 3 World Cup matches in this tournament. He'll be looking to add another one to the tally this afternoon. Let's fetch in the first words of Mike Odom ahead of kick-off. And Mike, this one should be a good game today. What are you looking out for in both teams today? Who's going to be the key battles for you, my friend?
Yeah, good afternoon, Russ. Good afternoon, everyone. For me, I think you have to look at the forward options for both sides. I think Doan has obviously scored a couple of goals in the groups, Kramaric as well. So for me, they're the two that are sort of standouts. Obviously, Luka Modric on the Croatian side of things and Perisic are very experienced players as well. And obviously, they've got a few players in the Japan side as well. Obviously, Tomiyasu is a player that I know well from Arsenal. And there's a few others in there as well. But yeah, I think it should be a really good game, this one. And, just wait and see what happens, because obviously I was looking at a few stats as well. I know the game is just about to get underway, but Japan have actually never beaten Croatia as well. And it's not, they've only ever met twice before, and there's never normally many goals. I think it's 0-0 and a 1-0 victory for Croatia. And I wonder if you could tell me who scored that day for Croatia as well, by the way.
I can't actually remember who scored that day, Mike. I looked it up last night and I've actually forgotten who scored that day.
It was former Arsenal striker Davor Suker was the man on the score sheet back in, I think it was 2002, I believe.
Yes, and there is the aforementioned Japanese manager, Amjin Moriyasu, who's the manager today. His 345th career managerial game. He'll be looking to add win number 180 to his tally as he comes his side down the far side, and there's a foul over there. Free kick to Japan, early free kick there, foul on number 25, Maeda, who plays his club football at Celtic. He's looked good in this tournament, along with, as Mike Bradley pointed out, Doan, who's in the Japanese side today. He'll be taking this free kick, I would imagine. He takes his shot and then whips the ball in towards the penalty. It comes all the way across to the back post. It's collected in the back post by Tomiyasu there, and now finds number 14, Ito, puts the ball in, and it's behind for an early corner there for Japan, Mike. Good start from the Japanese.
Yeah, they started very brightly there, as you'd probably expect for a team that have done, as well as they've done in the groups, obviously beating Germany and beating Spain, a side that are full of confidence. And you can see, they're not fearing this Croatia side at all at the moment.
Ito to take this corner then. From this near side of the right, they'll look to deliver the ball in towards the penalty area. Can Japan get an early goal, which is what they've looked to do in every single game they've played, is played back towards the penalty and just ended just wide in there as a cross coming in from Endo, and an header just wide there by Tanguchi, who just puts his header wide there. Wonderful ball in, Mike, and a glorious opportunity to open the scoring early on there, Mike.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't come back to bite Japan later on in the game, because obviously they've started this game really brightly. They're closing down Croatia. They're not giving Croatia any time and space on the ball. And to be honest, they've got to be hitting the target with that effort there. And yeah, hopefully it doesn't come back to bite them and they regret that later on down the line.
Yes, as Maeda just closed down Livakovic there as the Croatians tried to play out from the back. Almost 3 minutes gone then. Japan 0, Croatia 0. And it was very unlucky there that he wasn't in the centre and the ball could have rebounded into the back of the net there, Maeda, who's looked to cause a few problems for Japan in these matches he's played. It remains Japan 0, Croatia 0, 3 minutes gone. As here comes Croatia in possession with Luka Modric, the talisman and captain. Out wide there from Luka Modric to the right back, Jovanovic, back down to Luka Modric. He tries to get the ball in looking towards Kramaric, and he's played out for a throw, which Jovanovic will come up to take. The 27-year-old who plays his club football at Celtic, making his 22nd appearance today. No goals for him in the international front just yet, as this ball is thrown in towards the penalty area, cleared away, looking towards Ivan Perisic, but Croatia just have the ball back, and he's Josip Gvardiol. Gvardiol will keep out of possession, play the ball forward. Was linked with Leeds United under Marcelo Bielsa, was Gvardiol, but decided to go to his side RB Leipzig instead after staying at Dinamo Zagreb for the remainder of last season. As now here comes Croatia with Dejan Lovren to Juranovic. Back into Lovren, the former Liverpool player now is in St. Petersburg, was a familiar in the Premier League for Liverpool for many, many years when he was at Anfield. Now Luka Modric will get the ball forward for Croatia. He's played out wide to this left-hand side with Borna Barisic of Rangers. Back now to Gvardiol. Gvardiol roll the ball into midfield and Brozovic, who takes a touch into Kovacic. And now Lovren. Dejan Lovren coming forward. Should be a good game, this one. We'll get lots of Mike on him very shortly. We've almost played 5 minutes of this game. It's Japan 0, Croatia 0. Croatia's having a bit of possession at the moment. We'll see this attack out for Croatia as they've got it on this near side of the left with Borna Barisic. Up over halfway. Still going Borna Barisic, plays it down the line into Luka Modric. Plays the ball through, looking for Ivan Perisic down the right-hand side, and there's brilliant cover by Maya Yoshida, the 34-year-old. Scored 12 goals for his country as Maya Yoshida, but Croatia just get the ball back with Gvardiol just inside his own half. Inside to Brozovic, now Kovacic, and now Dejan Lovren. 5.5 minutes gone then. Japan 0, Croatia 0 on the commentary ubbies. We're spinning alongside Mike Orneman. Plenty of games being covered. We've got the Brazil-South Korea game later with Jack Essen bringing you that commentary this evening. As here comes the ball to the far side as Croatia will look to keep hold of possession. Luka Modric just loses out, and now Japan can try and break here if they can wear this right. It's over to this right-hand side, and there is number 14, Wano Ito of Ren. Tries to come down the far side out to play for a throw. 6 minutes gone then, Mike. What's your early impressions?
Yeah, it's been a very sort of end-to-end game so far. I think the first 2 or 3 minutes, Japan started really brightly and really taking the game to Croatia. Croatia have grown into it a little bit in the last sort of 2 or 3 minutes since then. But Japan have had that big chance as well, which I'm sure they'll be looking at that one and sort of wondering how they haven't hit the target from that, and Croatia are yet to really get going in that sense. But it's been quite an enjoyable sort of 7 minutes or so far. And both nations really seem to be going for it.
Yes, as Tomiyasu, one of your Arsenal boys, Mike, there just throws the ball straight out of play for a goal kick, a cheap goal kick for Croatia. That is Japan had a promising position if they got that throw right there from Tomiyasu, who's moved across to this right-hand side now, which looked to be shaping up to play on the left at the start of play when we got the teams in, but he's moved across to his favoured right side. He can play on the left, can Tomiyasu, but I think his preferred position is on the right as Perisic is closing him down and the Tottenham man's beating him to the ball. Ivan Perisic gets a shot in and he's saved well there, comes towards into the penalty, scrubbing away. Japan can't get there, and it was Kramaric inside the penalty area there and Gondi somehow, and Japan somehow get away with that one, Mike.
Yeah, that's a big chance for Croatia there. It's a great, sort of direct ball from the goalkeeper there. A little bit sloppy from Japan, giving the ball away really easily there. Then Perisic, good save from the keeper Gonda as well. And then just on the follow up, they couldn't quite get his feet sort of in sync there, Kramaric. But better from Croatia in terms of going forward anyway, and a big chance for them. Their first big chance of the game.
Yes, as now Japan can try and come again over on that far side, and they've got men over. Is don't run into the penalty area. Maeda coming to the left to give him some support for the ball into the penalty area, but he's wasted there by Japan over on that far side with Kamada, who tried to get the ball in there as Japan will try to get back on the front foot. It remains Japan 0, Croatia 0. If you're just tuning into us here on the commentary, you're listening to us, Sven and Mike Orneman. You may be listening to us on Storm FM on the YouTube channel, not on the radio station. This afternoon we're also on JB Sports commentary up 2 and our Twitch channel as well. We're also big thank you to the people over at Storm FM for broadcasting England's coverage there last night instead of their usual music programme, which would have been with Mike Ornament last night, the Chew Sundays. But instead, we brought you the game between England and Senegal. Hopefully, we can bring you some more commentaries over on the actual radio station to give our listeners a bit of pleasure as the ball is cleared forward by the Japanese goalkeeper Gonde, but Barisic and Gvardiol win the ball back for Croatia as they will look to come forward. Almost 9.5 minutes gone then, should I say, as we watch Japan against Croatia. Still locked to 0-0 as Japan and Croatia try to get a feel of the game and try and feel their way into the game. Maeda goes down as Gvardiol was behind him. No free kick given there as there was no foul involved. As Japan 0, Croatia 0 with Brozovic in possession. Almost 10 minutes gone then, as here is Lovren out wide to the far side of Juranovic. Juranovic plays it into Modric. Out wide it goes from Modric to Petkovic, who will keep switching between him and Kremovic into that centre role. Inside Kremovic is taking up that role at the moment. Petkovic is switching with him as well. He's back in the middle now, Petrovic, as the ball runs all the way through to Livakovic there as Japan tried to get on the front foot. But Gvardiol and Croatia just steady the ship there. 10 minutes gone then, 12 minutes gone then, Croatia 0, Japan 0, or Japan 0, Croatia 0, whichever way you want to look at it, as Croatia will come forward with a ball in towards the run of Luka Modric, who was got towards the penalty area. Modric, 156 appearances now for Croatia, and he's the captain. Pounded by Kovacic and Brozovic in that midfield. And the ball from Modric looking for Kovacic. Can't pick him out. And now he plays in Borna Barisic over on this near side. Borna Barisic with the ball in towards Kremovic, who plays it across the edge of the box. Modric trying to get the ball through to Petkovic there. And Japan just tidy up well there and will look to come away with possession. It remains Japan 0, Croatia 0, 11, almost 11.5 minutes gone. Another good bit of play from Croatia there, might be good defending from Japan as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Luka Modric was quite vital in that passage to play there as well. And of course, people are touching on the fact it's going to be probably Messi's last World Cup, Neymar's last World Cup, potentially Ronaldo's as well. But Luka Modric is getting on, in terms of age as well. So, it could well be his last World Cup too.
Yes, it's Ito delivers a low ball in, all the way across, and home coming into the back post. With Nagatomo there coming into the back post. Maeda slid into the near post as well. And that's a glorious chance for Japan, which goes begging again, Mike. And you said already, let's hope Japan do not pay for these misses early on.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a wonderful ball in as well. And just, slightly ahead of the two players coming in there as well. I think I was going to say, it looked like it might have been a corner. I think Japan wanted a corner anyway, but it's gone behind for a goal kick there. But yeah, it was a good bit of play there from Japan, and just inches away from either of the two men running through there to get on the end of it. So Croatia can breathe again.
The Cannons Lovren has possession now into Gvardiol on the edge of his own penalty area. Croatia try to play out like England did last night, and England was successful at times. Croatia have been successful on all this occasion. Tomiasso comes away with possession. Is he fouled there by Perisic? No, says the referee from USA, Ismail Alfa. And now here comes the Croatian again as Kovacic tries to go and Brozovic's through ball is cut out, and now Japan will try and come away with possession. Here's Doan scoring the games against Germany and Spain in the matches there, as we see Croatia back in possession. Modric has the ball. He will look to work it out to the far side, and he does to Livakovic. No, Livakovic. Juranovic, should I say. Now Modric. Into Lovren. Just inside, centre circle inside the Japanese half. Now onto the left-hand side to Gvardiol, who plays it further out wide to the left near the touchline to Borna Barisic, who just gives the ball in play. Back on halfway to Gvardiol, who runs away from his man and gets the ball into Petkovic out wide. Lovely ball from Pekovic out wide there. Now Kromic on the edge of the penalty far side. Out wide to Janovic. Back into Modric. Now Brozovic. A lot of itches in this Croatian side. As here is Barisic now. Into Brozovic. Now Dejan Lovren. Brozovic again. He will look to find Kovacic, which he does, and back to Brozovic. And then he'll go back to Gvardiol, and Croatia just managed to keep hold of possession after being put under a little bit of pressure there. As Kovacic plays the ball out wide towards Jovanovic, but Japan could tell only as far as Luka Modric. Almost coming up towards 15 minutes gone then. Japan 0, Croatia 0 here on the commentary hub. Just a reminder, if it is 0-0 after extra time, then we will be going 0-0 after 90 minutes. We'll go to extra time. If it's 0-0 after extra time, we will go to penalties. And the question you just asked me in the chat about, he says he can't remember who he was, but one of the teams had about 8 Kims. That was South Korea. The question you just asked me there, Mike, about the players having, one of the teams having about 8
Croatia,
Kims.
not Croatia. It was Korea, wasn't it? I think.
South Korea, it was, yes. It was South Korea, yes. And they're in action this evening against Brazil, which
That's
will be
right.
with
And of
Jack
course,
Nesson on the channel.
going back to Korea as well, just for 2 seconds, the winners of this game face the winners of their game against Brazil as well. So, it kind of, I don't know, maybe it was stuck in my mind for that reason, potentially.
Yes, potentially, Mike, but Japan have possession, trying to work their way out from the back, is with number 14, Ito, gets the ball towards his goalkeeper, and who just manages to keep the ball in play there, to stop it from going out for a cheap corner to Croatia. Japan 0, Croatia 0 in this game as the ball is played over to Marita, who plays the ball out wide to this far side to Ito. Ito takes a touch into Doan, back to Tomiyasu, and now here comes Japan starting to make inroads, as here is number 6 to Endo, out wide to the far side, and he's working towards a penalty, and then towards goal, cleared away, but no, fully clear, and he's now bounced out for a goal kick, as Maeda was in there, Mike, trying to cause a few problems as Kamada played after Nagatomo played a wonderful ball into the penalty area.
Yeah, that's a brilliant ball in from Nagatomo there, and obviously, Maeda there causing a few issues as well. But good defending in the end from Croatia, and actually, you can see here that Japan are really trying to put the pressure on their Croatian counterparts as well, because obviously, I think they're sensing blood a little bit.
Yes, and Japan are on the front foot again here. Yoshida just winning the ball back and trying to come forward. It's into the number 15 there, and Kamada now finds Dunn, who just wins a free kick there, fouled by Gvardiol, the 20-year-old of RB Leipzig.
That's the kind of thing that Doan can do as well. Obviously, I mentioned him earlier for his goals, but when you look at the kind of play as well that he can kind of bring in terms of getting on possession, getting in possession and stuff, and making good runs and sort of turns, etc. That was the kind of thing that he can do as well, and that was a nice little move and a nice little turn from him there to win the free kick.
It was yes, absolutely. As Kamada and Dunn sending over this free kick. Nagatomo just in front of the ball as well, in case they won't decide to roll it between all three of them. Nagatomo sending way of Luka Modric, as Japan have got a wall in front of the wall, and he's played well towards the penalty from the number 14 Ito there, and the ball now towards the penalty area again from Japan, but Croatia dealt with that well, as the offside flag was raised there. As now Croatia just looked to come forward. Can Japan or Croatia get through? The winners, as Mike rightly pointed out, will face Brazil or South Korea in the next round, and we'll have commentary on their game in the next round as well. We've got commentaries coming up on all the games for the remaining matches in the competition. Jack Essen will be with you tonight for the Brazil game against Korea, and Jack Essen will have a field day with about 8 or 9 Kims in the starting, probably in the squad for Korea. He'll probably have to go full names like JB had to against Portugal on Friday alongside myself.
I think
As
there was, I'm sure, just going back to that point as well, I'm sure that whole back five, including the goalkeeper, were Kim's, if I remember correctly as well.
Yeah, that was in one of the earlier games, Mike. Not in the game that me and JB covered, luckily enough for us. But there were one of the Kims was on the bench on that in that game. As is Ito now for Japan with a wonderful ball in again, and Livakovic comes out to clear it, and another fantastic save there from Livakovic to get the ball there for Croatia after a wonderful ball in from Ito on the far on the near side there. Could be that this near side could be the key area which Japan could be targeting this right hand side Croatian left against Borna Barisic, not known for his pace. Borna Barisic, the
No, I was
30-year-old
just going to
for
say as well regarding Ito
Rangers.
there. I think Ito's looking really dangerous when Japan get the ball out to him on that right hand side. He's looking, like he's getting a bit of a free run as well. And then, I think they're trying to use him quite a lot. And actually, they're looking good down both sides, the left hand side as well. In fact, for Japan right now, but Ito in particular for me is looking really dangerous on that right hand side.
Yes, and I think, Mike, probably a reason why Ito's getting a lot of space. I'll come back to that point in a moment. As Ito's got the ball again, wonderful ball in towards a penalty area, cleared away, and Croatia will just tidy up well and is up towards halfway. And here is Pekovic holding up the play well and wins a free kick. Their foul by Yoshida, the Japanese captain. And going back to the point about Ito, Mike, I think probably the main reason why he's getting a lot of space, and they're probably getting a lot of space down the far side as well, is because the Croatians are focusing on Ritsu Doan, the 24-year-old from Freiburg, after his performances against Germany and Spain for Japan. Then they look to those two and focusing on those two specifically for that one. And I think that's the reason why he's getting a lot. Ito's getting a lot of space to, as you've seen there, Grivaldo cut off as Japan tried to fight Doan. I think that's the main reason why they're trying to cut Ito and Kameda are getting a lot of space on the each flank. It's every time Japan come forward as they're trying to come forward again here now into the path of Tomiyasu. And now Ito, one of the mentioned names, who's getting a lot of space for Japan down their right and left flank. Almost 22 minutes gone. Almost half of the minutes gone as the ball is played forward to Doran there. Loses out to Grivaldiol. Now Perisic brings the ball forward. And Croatia have just put the ball out because Grivaldiol's injured himself there, winning the ball off Doran. As
See,
Bozovic
that
is.
was a lot better from Croatia because I think they're giving too much time and space to Japan on the ball, and I think they're actually trying to, I think they just tried to close them down there a little bit quicker there with Guardiol there, who obviously got himself injured in the process, but yeah, just before that they were kind of letting Japan have a lot of the ball, just knock it around at free will, when then Guardiol was just a little bit like, well. He was getting a bit fed up with Japan having the ball, I think, and he was a bit like, "Well, I'm going to try and get involved here a bit as well, and try and close them down a bit because it was a little bit easy for Japan, just knocking it around as they wanted in the middle at the just before that, yeah."
Yes, absolutely, Marcus. It is done to take a throw in to give the ball back to Croatia as they had possession, and Grivaldiol just has possession, and they've get a free. I think the referees get a free kick there, which Luka Modric will come across to take. And I'm wondering, Mike, do you agree with my point that I think the Croatians are focusing too much on Doan, which is creating the space for Ito and Kamada out wide in support of Maeda?
I think you're spot on, to be honest. But I think you can't ignore Doan because he's the danger man. He scored a few goals already in the tournament, and yeah, I think Croatia have obviously done their homework on him, but they've obviously got to be wary that there's he's not just the only threat that Japan have. They've got other options as well and other players there that can cause issues and cause them danger.
Yes, there's a free kick from Modric which headed out to Grivaldiol, and you can tell he's a centre back because his effort from the edge of the box goes IY and not so handsome. straight into the crowd there from Josip Josko
I'm
Gvardiol,
surprised
the
that one
centre
even
back.
went into the crowd. To be honest, that was one of those sort of efforts where if you're watching non-league football, that's going to be the ball boy running out to the car park to grab one of those ones because that was definitely an effort of a defender.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. He's definitely not a striker. You can tell why he plays in defence. Gvardiol with that effort there as the ball is headed forward, looking for Doan to chase onto by Maeda, but Doan couldn't get on the end of that, and now it's back in possession of Croatia with Josko Gvardiol into the pass of Bozovic. Across now to Jovanovic, who just keeps hold of possession, and he's doing well here. Or Croatia at the moment, just knocking the ball around neatly and tidily, and just keeping hold of the ball, stopping them from creating a lot of options. Russ Vernon alongside Mike Ornament for this afternoon's game. Could be in for a long afternoon if he remains goalless, but I think we may could see another potential shock here with Japan potentially knocking out Croatia, especially after the way this game has started. But Croatia have come back into it in the last few minutes. 25 minutes gone. No, the ball's over the top just as I say that. And Pekovic is in. Pekovic plays the ball across looking for Kramaric, but the defenders, Tomiyasu and Yoshida, go blocking there and defended it really, really well there, Mike.
Yeah, that's a wonderful ball. Originally, he sees Petkovic in acres of space there, and he just fantastic ball straight down the middle as well, and he just couldn't quite get it out of his feet, could he, Petkovic there, to get it across to his strike partner, and great ball down the line, and obviously Japan have got to stay switched on for those balls because that was just simple, and they kind of caught out by basic football there, just a punt through the middle basically.
Yes, absolutely. Here comes Japan to get back in shape as Croatia have possession, as Gvardiol will come forward. Up and halfway, across now to Brozovic. Brozovic will spray the ball into the path there of Lovren. And across now to Jovanovic, back into Dejan Lovren. Plays the ball over the top, cleared away, and ball there appeals. Nothing given by the referee from the United States of America, who bowed out of the tournament on Saturday, losing to the Dutch by 3-1. The Americans can be proud of their performance in the tournament for me. As a very good group stage, got through on the final day alongside England, but then the Dutch proved to be too strong for them in the end, and that saw their journey come to an end. We'll see one of the journeys of either Japan or Croatia come to an end. Tonight will it be the Japanese manager who'll be in high spirits at the end of the game, or will it be the Croatian Zlatko Dalic, or at the end of this game? We'll see who my reckons in a moment as the ball's in towards the penalty, cleared away. As now the ball with Doan under pressure. Then you can see why Doan's been put under a lot of pressure, especially after the performances against Spain and Germany in the group stage. As the ball's played over the top looking for Perisic, who was onside. Perisic puts the ball back across over the head of Kramaric, and he runs away to Jovanovic. Jovanovic delivers the ball back in over Pekovic, who's there again, and he comes all the way to Bona Barisic. Just keeps the ball in play, whips the ball back in, and then across goal. And oh my word, Kramaric didn't gamble. Croatia's not done yet though. Ball back in from Modric. Perisic ran to the back post, cleared away by Ito, and Croatia didn't gamble on the back post there after the ball back into the penalty area. And Japan was living dangerously there, Mike.
Yeah, you've got to gamble on that. It's a fantastic ball in, as you say, and then good knock on from Perisic, and he has to gamble on that there. Yes, he's surrounded by two Japanese defenders. I think it was Tanguchi and Nagatomo, who were the men that were closing him down there. But he has to gamble on that. And it looked like kind of Japan were hanging on a little bit there for a minute as well.
Yes, ball over the top into the path of Pekovic, who's just sprung the offside trap at the moment. Arms went up there. Ball now with Perisic. Keeps hold of the ball. Now into Kovacic. Brozovic. In towards Luka Modric. Cleared away looking. Perisic lets the good ball go out for a throw to his side. And we
This is
believe
more like the
take it.
Croatia that we like to see, though. Obviously, Croatia, known for being finalists in the last World Cup where they were beaten by France, and this is more like the Croatia that actually turned up in that tournament and went all the way, and we're kind of just a bit unfortunate to lose in the final in the end against Le Bleu.
Yes, as this ball is in towards the penalty area again, cleared away, headed away initially there by Endo. Dolan tried to help it away, but Croatia got the ball back into the penalty area through Barisic. Dolan had that ball away from Perisic. From Barisic this time, should I say. Now here's Modric to spread the ball out wide to Borna Barisic. Barisic will look to deliver a ball in. It's a low one and a terrible one, and Japan can clear. But that ball from Maeda there is poor, and Croatia are back in possession. Almost 30 minutes gone. Remains Japan nil, Croatia nil. Luka Modric will spray the ball into the midfield. Lovely work here now. Can they score it? But Japan are on the counter attack here now. Wonderful play. And the ball's played through over on the far side. As here comes Japan. Kamada out wide there now. Nagatomo takes over. Kamada's down injured. Nagatomo's still got possession. He's twisting one way, then the other. Ball down the line where Maeda where Kamada would have probably been if he wasn't getting back up. And the ball runs through to Livakovic. But good pressure again from Japan to cause a few problems there, Mike. 13 minutes gone, still 0-0.
Yeah, Japan starting to get the ball going a little bit there again, but Croatia are really getting into this game as well now. So it's this is a really what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, just a real kind of table tennis sort of game at the minute. It's kind of you have it, I have it, and neither side is able to break the other one down at the moment. But yeah, it kind of reminds me a little bit of table tennis, which I think in Japan is pretty popular as well, isn't it? To be fair.
I think it is my yes. It is Mateo Kovacic of Chelsea. Plays a 1-2 with Pekovic there of Zagreb. And Kovacic gets the ball back just to keep Croatia ticking over. Brozovic back to Kovacic. Now Lovren and Modric plays a 1-2. So there's Modric and Brozovic. Brozovic and gets the wide to the far side. As here comes Croatia coming forward into Mateo Kovacic, who ball into Perisic's paw. Or Perisic's ball forward, his paw, should I say, more like. And now here is Jovanovic to Modric. Perisic coming deep to get hold of possession. Not really had much service in this first half of the Croatians, especially the front men of Perisic, Pekovic, and Kramaric. They'll be looking for more service in the second half. As it's out wide now, it goes to Jovanovic down the line, and then Perisic gives the ball away. Now Japan will just tidy up as Endo just gets the ball back to Yoshida, and he plays back into the midfield there, and there was Morita.
What I find quite interesting about this game as well is obviously Japan. When they played Germany and Spain, they won both of those games with only 26 and 18% of possession. And I think you could tell that the management team have said, well, you can't just keep doing that, basically. And, you can't just keep inviting the opposition onto you and expecting to still go on and win the game, because they've had a lot more possession than, 26 or 18% in this game anyway. That's for sure. In the opening 33 minutes or so anyway.
Yes, as here comes Tomiyasu now for Japan, trying to make the ball forward, and you're probably right there, Mike. The surprised how much possession they've had today compared to previous games, but maybe that was the game plan against Japan, against Spain and Germany, to have less possession. Maybe this one, they know how threat of a Croatia side they are. Maybe they didn't see the weak. Maybe saw more weaknesses in the games against Germany and Spain compared to this one. And that's why it said they need to have a bit more possession in this one compared to the other two games. As here comes Japan in possession there with the number 13. Morita plays the ball forward. Doan takes it down well into Kamada. Kamada does well to get away from Modric. Kamada still has possession, plays it to the far side, and now Endo just takes over possession into the path of Morita. Now into Tomiyasu, the Arsenal defender, we'll be going back to playing the Premier League. Once the competition is over, Japan will look to get the ball forward. If they can, Endo onto Doan. Love the ball into Maeda. And Endo couldn't take it in his stride there, and Japan's build-up play there was good. Just the end product there from Endo was poor as Kramaric wins his side a free kick there, Mike Ornament.
Yeah, it's good defending there from Kramaric. And I was just looking, actually going back to that previous point as well. It's only 38% possession to Japan, to Croatia 62. So, it seems like they've had a bit more. It seems like quite a bit more of an even game than that. But, it still looks like Croatia are, pretty much almost double in terms of possession there. So, maybe it's my eyes deceiving me a little bit.
Yes, maybe, Mike. It could be. Probably why you need glasses, my friend. Only joking, because I need them as well. As we watch this game on, we've got a comment in from Paul James who says, good afternoon to us all. Afternoon, Paul. Hopefully you're doing okay. Japan go forward with Doan down the right hand side and towards the penalty area. There he goes, looking for Kamada. Come across to this right hand side this time, Kamada. Now it's with Marita, who goes down, no fouls. Gavardiol comes away with possession. Wonderful one from Gavardiol. Which ball into Kramaric is poor, and Japan get the ball back. There is Endo. And across now it goes into the ball into Doan. Back it goes there well, and here come Japan in possession with Tomiyasu, who will take control and get the ball forward. And his wonderful challenge there from Kamada, who couldn't keep hold of possession as Croatia just have the ball back, and they're just knocking the ball around well. We're into the final 9 minutes or so of the remaining first half, Mike. Overall thoughts on the game so far?
Yeah, really enjoyable game, to be honest. I think Croatia have had a couple of chances. Japan have had that big chance right at the start of the game as well, where they've got to be hitting the target and scoring that one as well. But then Croatia came back into it. They've had a few chances of their own. Kramaric had that chance as well, where he should be putting it in, and obviously should be gambling as well on the second opportunity there as well. But no, it's looking anyone's game at the moment.
Yes, still 0-0 then. As Don wins the ball back for Japan as Chris tries to come forward. Over on that far side is the left back. Nagatomo into Endo, now into the centre of the field. On to Tomiyasu coming up from right back. Tito on the near side, who gives the ball away. And here is Kovacic coming away with the ball. Endo wins the ball back. Doan's there to get the ball into the number 15, Kamada. Wonderful play this from Japan. Can they get the ball forward? How wide it goes to the far side via Marita to Nagatomo. Nagatomo will look to cause a few problems as the ball is now back with Tanguy into the path of Yoshida. And Yoshida to Tanguchi. Keeps the ball ticking forward there for Japan. And the ball is played forward. Can Japan cause a few problems towards the end of this first half? If you're tuning in for the first time today on the Comment Hub, thank you for joining us. If you've not heard us before, and please leave us a like and subscribe if you like what you're hearing from myself and Russ. There's not just only myself and Mike, should I say? Not myself and Russ. I'm commentating with myself today, Mike.
I thought you was. I was just about to say that. I was like, okay, I'm not here, am I?
So, my friend, myself and Mike. There's also a brilliant team of people that we've got on, likes of Nicholas Jones, JB John Stuttard, Luke Turton, Paul James, amongst others. Chris Coughlin, who does some excellent commentaries for us as well. You'll have heard in this tournament. If you go to our YouTube channel on the main commentary page and go on to playlists, you'll be able to find a playlist for all of the other matches that you've got that we have done for you on this World Cup so far.
Just hopefully, I was just going to say, hopefully I'm not a jinx on you as well, because the last game I did was England's 0-0 against USA, and I know this, in this sort of round that we're in now, it's got extra time and penalties and stuff, but we still haven't seen a goal yet. So, I've commentated on a full game without any goals, and then almost this is almost a full half without any goals. So I was given the 0-0 baton last time out, so hopefully that doesn't kind of bode into this game. Hopefully we see a goal sooner rather than later.
Yes, hopefully, Mike. 'Cause if not, I'll have to stop working with you, my friend. Only joking. I'll still work with you on the channel. I probably just won't do many games with you if that's the case.
I don't think any will. To be fair, I think I'll be the one that everyone would want to be avoiding.
Yes, and Mike, you've got a commentary coming up in midweek, which we'll tell everybody about in a moment or so after this free kick from Croatia with the ball into as a penalty cleared away, and Don just clears the ball away for Japan as they try and come forward now with it over on that far side. He turned a lot of space on the right hand side, now trying to look on the left. And he's got the ball through for Maeda, who's made a brilliant run on the left hand side inside the penalty now. Maeda on the far side of the left. Next the ball back in towards the penalty, cleared away. And now, wonderful bit of play from Marita to keep the ball in on that far side and keep the ball into Maeda. And Maeda gets away from Modric. Still getting Maeda back to the end of the box is Endo. Endo now in towards the penalty. Ball, wonderful ball across. Can Japan score yet? Oh, glorious chance. And it's put over by Kamada.
That's a
That's
massive
glorious
opportunity there
chance.
for Japan. That's a huge opportunity. And I'm just thinking now, going back to what I said a minute ago, that's the kind of chance, as was the one at the start of the game as well, by the way, that if anyone else was commentating or co-commentating on, then you get a goal in that. But because I'm here, it's been kept out by the fate of the fate of the world.
Yes, and Mike, if it is 0-0, I'm probably going to blame you for this one, my friend. Hope you don't mind.
Oh no, feel free. But yeah, that chance there, big opportunity for Japan. And yeah, as I said, if anyone else is co-commentating, that's a goal.
Yes, and while the World Cup takes a break on Wednesday and Thursday, we'll be back on Thursday after the Tuesday's matches in the World Cup with some domestic club football, with some FA Cup replays. An FA Cup replay tie between Gillingham and Dagenham and Redbridge, which will hear the voice of Mike Connerman again for that one. From 7:15 on Thursday evening is the kickoff time for that one, so probably on air around about 7 o'clock for that one as Mike will guide you through that game. Are you looking forward to that one, Mike?
Yeah, but I'm not looking forward to being back in the cold of England. I'm quite enjoying the warm weather at the moment.
Yes, that would be a nice thing to be in, Mike, as the ball is played over to the far side as Japan will try and come forward. Can they find an opening? As Japan and Croatia got head to head and is nil so far. It's now on this right hand side, back on the right hand side where it's caused a few problems. He's blocked off on that occasion, though, so they've worked on that, which frees up space for Doan to deliver a ball into a penalty, headed away from his own goalkeeper there by Juranovic, and he's been having a word with there by Livakovic for getting in there when I think Livakovic shouted he was going for that one, Mike.
Yeah, it looked like it. But it's I think from a defender's point of view, he's got to do that and take no chances as well. So yeah, I can't really argue with that. I think the defender there has done probably everything he needed to do. Yeah.
Corner kick then to be taken by Ritsu Doan of Freiburg. It was a penalty headed away by Brozovic for another corner to Japan. As Doan will take it again. He'll take his shot this time to Kamada. Back he goes. Now Doan will whip up the ball in from a different side angle. Ball into his penalty. And he's shot in the goal! Japan have opened the scoring just before half time. Is Maeda with his second goal for Japan. The Celtic man on 43 minutes has given Japan the lead in this World Cup clash. And Mike, you know the case. We've seen a goal. Is Japan 1, Croatia 0?
Yeah, deserved as well, I think, in the balance of how the game's gone in the last sort of 5-10 minutes or so. Just having a look here. Is there a potential offside in the build-up? Ball's just been whipped in there. I'm not too sure whether anyone's offside or anything there in that phase of play. Because I know they were just looking at something there. I don't know whether I know VAR will check it anyway, but I wouldn't have said anything's wrong with that. But to be fair, considering I'm on co-coms, it'll probably just be disallowed because it's me.
Hopefully not, Mike. Hopefully it's not disallowed. And they are checking the goal for potential offside in the build-up. So the goal could yet be disallowed. And the goal has been given. Japan have scored. It's Japan 1, Croatia 0 just before half-time. Maeda with the goal. And Mike, Yoko comes and the goal's been given.
I know this referee's back on my Christmas card list.
And I think the VAR referee, Mike, will be as well the video assistant referee, which is Nicholas Gallo from Colombia as well. I think him and Ishmael Elfat from USA, both on your Christmas card list, aren't they?
Absolutely, yes, 100%. And yeah, as I was saying, that's a deserved goal for Japan as well. And yeah, lovely finish as well. Good move, and nice goal from Maeda. So we've had a goal, and yeah, nice time to score it as well for Japan, just with the halftime interval looming just around the corner.
Yes, as we've gone into 2 additional minutes at the end of this first half, it's Japan 1, Croatia 0, and Japan dominated possession early on and got the goal which they deserve, and they are leading in this game against Croatia. It's Japan 1, Croatia 0, and the ball is out of play from Luka Modric from Kremeric there, and Kremeric was having a word with the linesman, thought he should have been his throw-in, but the linesman was having none of it, and Japan have a throw. And it's Nagatomo who will take the throw over on that far side as Japan will try and get into the game as if forward by Nagatomo to try and get down field. Croatia trying to get back in the game. Japan trying to keep it 1-0 coming up towards half time. We've almost played a minute of the 2 which has been added on. Is now being played as we just see the goal again. Down with the ball in here, and we're just going to have a look here from this angle here. You can clearly see, Mike, he is clearly onside. The defending nearest to him was playing him on there. The ball back, which come back across to Maeda, the back post to score, which we'll get your thoughts on that in a second, Mike, as Japan just have possession with Nagatomo down the line. It goes to the number 15 there, Kamada, was battling hard with possession, and now Japan will get back in position as Croatia will try and come forward with the final 20 seconds of the first half to go, or thereabouts. Remember, it's a minimum of, so the referee can play over that if he wants to. He played over that yesterday. Pekovic inside the penalty now, and he's put behind for a corner of Yoshida, who's pointed to his head and said, keep your head in the game, keep your head switched on, and keep your mind switched on, as they've got a corner to defend just before half time, which Luka Modric will take over on that far side. And Luka Modric will look to whip this ball in and try and get an equaliser just before half time to equalise. As England yesterday got a goal just before half time to make it 2-0 against Senegal, and Senegal fans were complaining that it was over 2 minutes. We must stress it's only a minimum of when the time is announced as the ball went in towards the penalty, looking for Lovren at the back post. It's cleared away. Across there to Brozovic, who puts the ball back in, but the referee blows his whistle for half time, and it's half time, and it's Japan 1, Croatia 0. And just before we go to Matthew's thoughts, we've got a comment in here. It's from Paul. It says, Japan just keep rolling on the do, Paul. Maeda with the goal just before half time. On 43 minutes, the difference between the two sides. Japan dominated possession and deserved to be leading out of the break. But Mike Oneman, your overall thoughts on that first half? Do you agree with me that Japan deserved to be leading out of the break?
I think in terms of chances, they do. I think Croatia have had a bit of possession there without really doing an awful lot. They had a couple of sort of half chances, but when it comes down to the actual chances, I think Japan have had the better of them. And, it's that man, Doan, again, who gets the assist. He's obviously scored a few goals, gets the assist for this one. And then Maeda just, was there at the right place and right time to sort of put it past Livakovic in the Croatian goal. So, yeah, it's really going against everything as well, because obviously, as I said earlier, the only 2 times that these nations had met before, were where Japan had never actually scored against Croatia there. It was a 0-0 in 2006 and a 1-0 to Croatia in 1998 in the World Cup, and also in Qatar as well. Japan, when they're in Qatar, don't really have the best of records either. The Barcelona Olympic qualifiers, they lost to Qatar, and in the 1994 World Cup, they only drew with Qatar. So, everything sort of seems to be rewritten for Japan right now. When they're just carrying on, as Paul said, they beat Germany, they beat Spain. Obviously, the surprise in there was when they lost to Costa Rica, because that's the one out of the three you probably would have expected them to beat. But they're just carrying on and really causing Croatia all sorts of problems. And now it's for what the runners up of the last World Cup can do in the second half to get back into this, and how they can go about it. In terms of getting themselves level, etc. But Japan, for me, deserve this lead they've got at half time for sure. Yeah.
So then, me and Mike will leave you now for a few moments while it's half time. Join us again in plenty enough time for the start of the second half. Can Croatia bounce back and get back into this tail? Will Japan march on and get another shock win like they did against Spain and Germany? Join us again in around about 50 minutes time, or so, or even less, for the start of the second half. Japan won, Croatia nil at a break. Welcome back to the second half coverage as Japan get us back off and underway for the second half. They lead by a goal to nil against Croatia as the ball is played over the top there by Kamada. Try to get the ball forward for Japan as now they will have a bit of defending to do after a foul there. Is it no? According to the referee, is that Kamada comes forward again for Japan, edge of the penalty. Kamada goes for goal and just over the bar from Kamada going close. Another big chance there for Japan at the start of the second half, Mike Ornament.
Yeah, what a massive effort that is as well. That's a great effort there from Kamada. Obviously, he had that big chance in the first half as well, which, he should be probably putting that one away. And then this one, not as close to the goal or anything like that, but it's a good start from Japan there. And, they've started brightly in the opening minute or two of this half.
Yes, as the ball is into the penalty from the Croatian left as they try and attack and get the early start of the game as a throw-in, which will be taken by Borna Barisic. We'll go through the lineups again in a moment. Doesn't look like any changes are being made by either manager at the break, as it is Ivan Perisic to line up a long throw-in into the penalty area, and he's headed away by Yoshida. Ball breaking into the penalty area. Kamada will get the ball away with the help of the left wing back there. Nagatomo gets the ball clear, but Croatia will come back again towards the goal scorer. Maeda there. It's cleared away. Can Croatia get the ball clear? We'll go through the teams in a second as we see the ball over on that far side with Barisic into Guardiol. Now Lovren as he will play the ball forward. And now Kramaric can't get theirs. Japan will try and break. When we get a breaking play, we'll run you through the teams as the ball is towards back. Maida trying to get in there, and Livakovic just comes running out to get theirs. Lovren heads the ball back to him. And now Croatia will come on the front foot. Can they get back into this game? They need to get back into this game, Croatia, if they are to progress to the next round of the competition, the quarter-finals, and face either Brazil or South Korea. But Japan could be a threat in this game and a threat in the remainder of the tournament on this side of the draw. As they will try and come forward now, Japan, but it's cut out here well by Croatia, and they will try and come forward with another challenge in there by Endo, and he's out for a throw, I think he's been given. So we'll run you through the teams now. Is Gonda in goal for Japan. It's a back three of Tomiyasu, Taniguchi, and Yoshida. In mid, the wing backs are Ito and Nagatomo. Then it's Morita and Endo in midfield with Kamada, Doan either side of Maeda's header from the edge of the penalty area. Just goes wide from Mateo Kovacic there of Croatia. The Croatian side, no changes for them either. Ivakovic in goal, Jovanovic, Lovren, Gvardiol and Barisic across the back. Modric and Brozovic in midfield with Kovacic as well. Then either side of Pekovic is Kramaric and Perisic. Mike, onward so the second half. What do you reckon Croatia needs to do to get back into this game?
Yeah, I think they've got to get the ball out to Kramaric a bit more. Obviously, he had a few big chances in the first half there where, if there was one or two where he certainly should be putting away. And obviously, they've got to get Modric on the ball a bit more. They've got to get Perisic on the ball and just use those attacking options for me. It's interesting because obviously, we said earlier on at the start of the program about Japan missing that big chance, but it looks like Croatia, they're the side that are going to be the side who, ruin their chances that they've missed in that first half at the moment rather than Japan.
Yes, as Don puts the ball into a penalty area, cleared away, comes ball back in, breaking away again, headed away by Jovanovic this time towards the edge of the penalty area as Croatia won a bit of back foot there as here comes Japan once more, headed forward in towards the right wing back. Tomiyasu playing at the right of a three-man central defence with Yoshida in the middle and Taniguchi to the left of him. As we see Japan just with Endo gets the ball back, and Endo does well to win his side a free kick on the touchline. which Tomiyasu will look to deliver in, or will it be Doan to take? It'll be Takiro Tomiyasu to take, it looks like. As I've just seen the banner says, where is Modric? He's been an effective Luka Modric in that first half, not really got on the ball much. And I think a lot of teams have noticed if you stop Modric from playing, then you've got a good chance of beating Croatia, really, haven't you, Mike?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You're spot on with that. Luka Modric, fantastic player. Really talented player for club and country. Obviously, he played for Tottenham, and I probably shouldn't be praising somebody that played for Tottenham, but taking that hat, the Arsenal hat off, etc. He was fantastic there. Been fantastic since then as well when he moved to Madrid and in Croatia, etc. as well. So yeah, you can see that when you stop Modric, you stop a lot of what Croatia can offer. Yeah.
As it balls in towards the penalty there by Juranovic and is cleared away by Japan once more, but Croatia will come forward again. It's over on that far side. What can they do with possession? He's whipped in towards the penalty area. Pekovic goes down. Big jail. Goes for a penalty. The referee says no. And Perisic come running towards him. He said no again. And now here come Japan to try and get the ball forward.
Yeah, not for me as well either. I think that would have been very soft to give that one.
Yeah, so I was just about to come and get your thoughts in a second, Mike. As Croatia on the attack here now. Pekovic, who went down looking for that penalty as the strike goes into the arms of Gonda there. And as you say, my very soft penalty for you.
Yeah, no, you can't give that. It's not a penalty for me. There's a little bit of a collision there, but nah, not for me. I don't think that's a penalty. You've seen them given, but no, for me that's too soft to give.
It looks like an handball there by Juranovic there. Nothing given by the referee as the ball looked to bounce up off its arm. Total receptions between the midfield and defensive lines. Kamada for Japan is up there with 10, level with Pekovic. Doan, the next one in the 3 with 9. So Kamada and Pekovic receiving the ball between the midfield and defensive lines is something which both teams need to try and stop if they want to get through in this game, really, Mike.
Yeah, absolutely right. I couldn't put it any better myself. To be fair, I think that's that's a real key point there that you've just made regarding those lines there as well. But no, I think Croatia need to try and do a bit more with the ball. They've had a bit of possession, but even just there, they're giving it away very sloppily.
Yes, as Ito will come forward over on that far side, running at Barisic. Barisic had to slow him down there, otherwise it would have been, if it had been any quicker there, if he not slowed down, it could have been a win. A cross could have come in. He could put a cross in now. A cross comes in towards Maeda! But Guardiola gets in front of him. Tuezi just behind for a corner. Another good attack there for Japan down the right hand side, Mike. And they're
Yeah,
almost scoring a
absolutely.
goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Almost scoring again. Good defending there as well from Croatia, just to knock it behind for a corner. But it's that man, Maeda again, isn't it? Is causing a lot of issues there for Croatia there, and he seems to be one of the danger men at the moment.
Yes, Doan, another danger man for them, which has been probably marked out of the game so far. Ito, one of the standout players, causing a lot of problems over on that far side, is down to take the corner. It's a flick ball back towards the edge of penalty area, ball in, into the penalty area after he's backheeled in towards the penalty edge of the box by Taniguchi. But now Japan will have to get back in numbers as Croatia will try and break forward in numbers. Here's Luka Modric now, just inside the centre circle, and he still got ball, plays the ball forward towards Pekovic, and he loses out. And now Kamara was crowded out there as he tried to come forward for Japan. He's out wide too. Borna Barisic, who's been a bit quiet as well for Croatia. One of the danger men there that look to get on the ball to get the balls into the penalty area. He's been a bit quiet as well, Borna Barisic. So to Luka Modric, who's on possession now. What can he do with possession? He finds Juranovic, who can get the ball out wide here to Kramaric. Kramaric cuts in field. Now here's Brozovic. Good play this into the path of Juranovic, and now plays it into Dejan Lovren with the ball in towards the penalty. And the towards goal from Ivan Perisic! And Ivan Perisic has made it 1-1. Croatia, get back into it. And you've got to say, Mike, that's a better ball in and a better start to the second half than what they did in the first from a Croatia standpoint.
Yeah, that's a brilliant header from Ivan Perisic there. Again, I'm praising Spurs players, but that's a wonderful ball in and a great header from the Tottenham man there, leaving Gonda with absolutely no chance. I was actually just about to say, just before that goal as well, about what Croatia could do in regards to changing the game. Well, you don't need to now.
Absolutely, Mike. Don't need to change anything now as Ivan Perisic edged on from just well about the edge of the penalty area, well there, and beyond the goalkeeper. No one was saving that. No two goalkeepers. Even if they had two goalkeepers in there, Japan were never going to save that. And that's a fantastic header from Ivan Perisic and the Tottenham
It's the way
player.
he's placed it right into the corner as well. Gonda, he gets down and he's able to get near it, but it's the placement of the header which just directs it right into the bottom corner there. Yeah, it's fantastic the way he's just directed that one into the corner of the net, and game on again.
Yes, 33rd goal of his career in international football for Ivan Perisic at the ripe old age of 33 as well. So 33 goals to celebrate. And he's now got one for every goal for every year he was born in the international stage for Croatia. Ivan Perisic, who wears the number 4 as the ball is in towards the Kamada, the Japanese player, who's 26 years of old, plays for Frankfurt in Germany, as the ball is cleared away by Croatia, but only as far as Endo, who grabs the shot, and what a fantastic save from Livakovic, tipping that one over.
Yeah, that's a
And
fantastic save. That's dipping in as well. Looking at that for that effort there from Endo, it's a brilliant effort. It doesn't look like it's going to dip, but actually it dips just in time, and Livakovic is there just to parry it over the top. But yeah, great effort and a fantastic save to boot as well.
yes, don't want to take this corner then from the far side. As Japan try and get back into the lead, comes towards Tomiyasu on the back post, can't get there. The goalkeeper Livakovic punches it clear. Ball back in towards the penalty area. It's poor one from Marita. And now Croatia can break and try and break quickly. But Ito is back there. And Ito does well to find his goalkeeper, Gonda, who will try and get the ball forward. So, Mate, we were saying in the first half, let's hope you weren't jinx for we've been 0-0 for so long. It's now 1-1 and game back on. We'll come back to that point in a moment as here comes Ivan Perisic. The Tottenham man is towards the penalty, trying to get his 34th goal, and he's cleared away by Japan in there at the back post. It comes out only as far as Juranovic in towards Perisic on the edge of the box, and he gives the ball away to Nagatomo, who clears the ball away. And I was just about to say to you, Mike, just as our transfer, we'll come back to the point in a second. I remember what I was going to say to you. So we'll come back to that point in a second as Juranovic lines up a long throw. We'll look to get this ball in and around the penalty spot area to cause a few problems. Wanting one or two players to come towards him as this ball will ail in towards the penalty area. Trying to get towards the goal area, will it be? No, he goes short. It looked like he was going to line it up. Goes short to Lovren to deliver crossing. That's headed clear. And that's a poor one. And now Japan can just break away. That's what I was going to say to you, man. You said a 0-0, let's hope you know, okay, so he's going to finish 0-0. Now it's 1-1. Do you think there's going to be a winner in 90 minutes in this one, or do you reckon we could have extra time and potential penalties?
No, I think there's another goal in this yet. Which way it's going to go, I couldn't really tell you at the moment because it's two sort of evenly matched nations that are really going for it. But for me, yeah, it's difficult to call which way it's going to go. But I think there'll be another goal. And will it be the winning goal as well? And it could still be another goal, maybe even 2 goals in this. It could end up being 2-2 maybe and going to extra time at 2-2 maybe.
Yes, as is Nagatomo on this near side. He whips the ball into the penalty area. Cleared away by Lovren. On this first, Endo tries to get a shot away. Shot comes in, blocked. Comes to Endo again. Don gets a shot in from the edge of the penalty area. Falling on the floor as he hits it. And Livakovic saved it well. Don remains down, injured. He collapsed with his opposite number, the defender there, which is Bona Barisic, Doan, and they're both collide with each other, and they're
Japan
both
ain't going
down.
to want to see him down. Obviously, the fact he's been one of their key players throughout the tournament so far. Luckily, he's back up onto his feet. But Japan, will probably had the Japan fans probably had their hearts in their mouths for a minute there, I should say, because he's got the assist in this game. He scored a few goals himself in the group as well. So a little bit like Harry Kane for England when. Your talisman goes down, you certainly got your heart in your mouth a little bit. And Japan fans, you can breathe again because he's to his feet, and there's no issue with him there.
Yes, Harry Kane went down in the England game last night, Mike, but he managed to continue and he scored for England in the win against Senegal. Yes, they will touch upon England in full bit later on, but you just mentioned in there about Don being a key player. Kane is a key player for England as well, and two good players. And Kane now off and running. Don's already scored in this tournament as well. Do you think those two could go for Golden Boot? We'll get your answer on that in a minute. As Budimir will come on now for Croatia. He's replacing Bruno Pekovic. Do you reckon? But Mike, as I was saying, do you reckon that Doan and Kane could end up fighting it out for Golden Boot towards the end of the competition, maybe?
Um, Not for me. I'm gonna just be completely honest. I think there's better players in there and players that have scored more goals in there already. Likes of Mbappe, etc. For France and guys like that. So yes, it's good to see Harry Kane off the mark in terms of scoring. I should say yesterday, but I don't think he's the kind of player that he was a couple of years ago. To be honest, obviously he was top goal scorer at the last World Cup, and it's taken him a bit of time to get going in this one. And yeah, we'll talk about England a bit later, but I think the next game will be probably one step too far for England, I believe.
Yes, we'll touch upon that later. Look, Modric goes for goal, but what a fantastic save from Gonda. The 33-year-old pushing it over, and Luka Modric looking for his 24th goal in his 156th appearance for Croatia. Unfortunately, a wonderful save out of Gonda there, Mike Orneman.
Yeah, that's another one that looks like it's going in as well, and that's a brilliant save. Great hands, strong hands there from Gonda. But yeah, fantastic effort from Modric, and yeah, that one is certainly going into the top corner. Otherwise,
yes, can Croatia get back into the lead and turn this game on its head? Me and I don't think the goal scoring is finishing just yet. Will we be proven right as opposing towards the penalty area? It's too much on it, and it goes out of play for a goal kick to Japan as that corner was over it. And then that's the effort again from Luka Modric. And as Mike said, he was dipping into the last minute and going to have to get his hand up and dive up to save that and tip it over the bar. As there's going to be a double change here for Japan. Number 9 is coming on. Kure Mitoma from Brighton, 25-year-old, 5 goals. This is his 10th cap for his countries. Nagatomo is off. As Maeda now also goes off the goal scorer for Japan. And Takumi Asano, formerly of Arsenal, on as well. Now a Bochum, 38th cap for him, the 28-year-old. 7 goals for Japan. And Matt, do you remember the Takuma Asano at Arsenal? And if so, what sort of player do you reckon he can be in this tournament? And do you think he could change it for Japan as they try and get through there with him? The aforementioned Asano there. Do you remember much about him when he was at Arsenal?
actually, I don't. I don't think he actually played for the senior team. I think he played more for the sort of 23s and that sort of thing. So I don't remember an awful lot about him. I believe from speaking to people that he was quite talented, and it's a bit of a surprise that he didn't really make it. But yeah, no, I didn't remember loads about him. It was more, I don't think he really played for the first team anyway. If he did, it was only sort of here and there in cup games. But I don't even think he did that, to be honest.
And we've had a prediction in, Mike, regarding the end result. And Luke Turton says 2-2, then extra time, no goals, and Croatia win on penalties. He's going for. So Luke reckons we're going to have a long afternoon, Mike, in this one. Would you agree with that, or do you think we could see a winner in 90 minutes from what you've seen of the opening 20 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. Obviously, I said 2-2 just a minute ago about potential, didn't I, as well? Just looking at it as well, Japan, they've never actually made it past the last 16 in 3 attempts. The closest they got was 2018 when they were 2-0 up against Belgium and lost 3-2. So, hopefully it doesn't come back again and from leading they go out. But for me, no, I'd like to see it won in 90 minutes. I don't want to be going the distance if we don't need to.
Yes, it's wonderful bit of play from Croatia. Can they work a shooting opportunity here? He's on the edge of the penalty area with Brozovic now. Wonderful bit of play from him as the shot comes in towards Budimir Uredzi, just wide of the post there, Budimir. And that's a glorious opportunity for Croatia to turn this game around. But Budimir couldn't direct his header on goal.
Yeah, that's a great ball in as well. And Budimir there, he's come on for Petkovic, and he seems like he can't hit the back of the net either. I think Petkovic was having a bit of an issue in front of goal when couldn't really put anything on target. But Budimir's come on, and it's the same thing for him. With the first opportunity that he's had there as well. But I suppose to get into the game early for him is good. But yeah, to be honest, I think he's got to be putting that one into the back of the net, really. Well, certainly hitting the target anyway.
As Mario Pelasic is about to come on for Croatia, the 27-year-old who plays for Atalanta in Italy. He will win his 44th cap when he takes to the field the Croatian.
He scored in their last 16 game, actually, against Spain as well, the 5-3 defeat in the Euros. He was actually one of the scorers in that one. In that tournament as well was Pazadic.
Yes,
sorry.
And I wonder if he'll try and get a repeat of that today as the ball is fall from Gonda straight to the former Arsenal player Asano, and he wins his side a throw there, Takuma Asano, as the Japan have been told to wait as the substitution can be made for Croatia now, with Mario Pelasic coming on and is for Andre Kramaric, who comes off in his 75th appearance, the 31-year-old, without scoring. But what have you made to his overall work there, Mike, as Mario Pasalic gets ready to come on for Kramaric? What do you make to Kramaric's performance this afternoon?
Yeah, I think he's worked all right. I think he's he's had a few opportunities. He's run 95 meters, I think it was, which is quite obviously not too bad. But he should be scoring a couple of goals for me. There was that one in the first half where he needs to gamble on it, and there's also, I think there was one before that as well where he just needs to hit the target. So no, he's had a few opportunities in the game. I think he's worked all right, but yeah, the goal just evaded him. Yeah.
Yes, so no goal today for Andre Kramaric. Still remains on 20 international goals for Croatia, and he will look to get the ball forward. Can Croatia get back into this foothold, back into this game and get into the lead, or will Japan slowly creep back into this? Well, Japan will slowly try and creep back into it with a substitution there, which saw Pasalic come on, may have disrupted the Japan flow, so Croatia could get a chance to get back into the game and try and get a winning goal. It remains Japan 1, Croatia 1, 69 minutes on the clock. We're almost in towards the final 20 minutes of this game as we watch this game unfold over on that far side. Can Japan come forward in possession? Wonder what they can do here as this ball is played forward. Japan plays it out wide to this the left-hand side. Here is the substitute Mitoma, who can't keep the ball in play. The Brighton man, 25-year-old, making his 10th appearance for his country today, looking to add to his 5 goals that he's already scored in the competition. Just to remind you, if you just tuned in, that there's no Itakura for Japan, who missed out through suspension. Picked up 2 yellow cards in the tournament, one against Costa Rica, one against Spain. As also Tafkos Kubo misses out through illness. As for Croatia, Josip Stanic misses out through a muscular injury, while Borna Sosa misses out through illness. As we watch Japan against Croatia. Japan will look to come forward, and they've won the ball back, and they've got a free kick there, Japan, and they've taken it quickly, and they've got Tomiyasu on the run over on that far side, with his ball out wide to Ito, is over it. And that's a poor pass from Arsenal's Tomiyasu there. What have you made to Tomiyasu's performance in this, not just in this game, but in the World Cup overall so far?
Yeah, I think he's played all right. I think he's done quite well, really. I think, he hasn't been a regular for Japan. He hasn't started every game, and obviously he came in today from the start. But no, I think he's done all right, really. Without really putting up trees, he's not done anything wrong either.
Yes, it's here come Croatia, and they've just won a free kick foul on Juranovic by Sansa, who will try and get the ball forward. Japan 1, Croatia 1 is the scoreline. Gvardiol has just got possession into Brozovic, who will come up towards halfway, and halfway it goes. He gets the ball back on halfway, will lose out, and now Japan will try and break as the ball looking for Doan on that far side. Can't be found. And now Japan will get the ball back momentarily, or will they manage to keep it a bit longer? They can keep it a bit, as they've just got possession into Taniguchi, into the midfield there, and Kamada. Back now to Yoshida, and now here is a ball forward into Doan, who lifts the ball over the top for Mitoma. How wide it goes from Mitoma, the Brighton man, into Ito, who plays his club football in France, so Ren, and his low ball is cleared away. And now Japan will try and attack forward. Here's Brozovic, who will look to get the ball forward. Can Croatia get forward and create an opportunity, or Japan get men back in numbers? As Luka Modric just takes over the ball and will spread it out while looking for the run of Ivan Perisic, but Doan's back, but Ito's back there, should I say, and he heads it behind for a corner. Good defending there from Ito. Michael got back, who's been one of your standouts in this game so far. Is still one of your standout players for Japan?
Yeah, I think he's played well. I think he's looked really lively. He's defended well there as well, actually. And it was a little bit of a needless corner to give away, though, and he wasn't really under lots of pressure. So hopefully it doesn't come back, and Japan hang on here, I should say, and don't kind of concede here from this, because it was a little bit of a needless corner to give away there under sort of next to no pressure.
Yes, and it's Luka Modric who'll take the corner, then over on that far side, he'll look to whip the ball in towards Gvardiol, and Budimir's in there, but he goes low to Perisic, but Perisic's ball is cleared away, and Japan can get men out of defence and up in towards halfway, as they will try and come forward here as they win the ball, and the man has gone down for Croatia, and there's been given a free kick against the number 13 Marita there, and he's not happy with that one. Referee just gave him a tap on the back there. Ismail Elfa, who will try and get the ball forward. Wonder what he can do in this game as they try to get forward, as Croatia will get forward now. Can they work a crossing position? They can from the Rabba Juranovic, should I say there, and the header is just wide in the end from Pelasic. And there's a double change here for Japan, which sees the lively Daichi Kamada be replaced by number 19 Hiroki Saki of Aurora Red Diamonds, 73rd appearance for the 32-year-old who comes on. And Kamada's looked dangerous in this game as well, Mark. Are you surprised it's been took off?
A little bit, yeah. I think he has looked dangerous. He has caused Croatia quite a few problems, but I think when it gets to sort of about 15 minutes from the end, you are looking at bringing on some fresh blood as well, and some fresh legs. So that's probably what Japan have done here in bringing on Saki there.
Yes, as Japan just played back to their goalkeeper there from Tanguchi to Gonda. Gonda will just keep hold of possession as a stoppage in play, I believe, as a Barisic has gone down off of the ball. He's tapping onto his chest there, Barisic, not sure why. As Saki challenged him as the
I
All
think
pro.
I was just watching there. I think it's how he landed. I think he landed on his chest, on his sort of stomach area, on his chest there. And it was a little bit like, maybe he was a little bit winded or whatever, but he seems to be all right now anyway.
Yeah, seems to be okay. Seems to be continuing in the ball. We'll have a brief England chat at the end before we finish our coverage today, unless it goes to extra time, and then we'll do a recorded one and put it out this evening for you guys. So you've got to remind Mike chat on England's performance yesterday, plus the other situations. A bit later on, unless this game goes to extra time. If this game goes to extra time, should I say? If not, you'll hear it at the end of this program here today as we watch Japan 1, Croatia 1 in towards the final 14 minutes of the game. As they plus any injury time, could be quite a bit of injury time because there's some stoppages with players going down, the goal celebrations as well. As now Japan will try and come forward. It's broke away as they will try and come forward in a throw in there to Japan on this near side. As they will look to take a throw in through their left wing back, should I say. No, number 9 now is Matoma who's going to take this throw in.
I was just going to say as well, just for a second as well there, the goal that was scored by Ivan Perisic was actually his 17th involvement.
And Perisic just fires a shot just wide of the post there. Wonderful run from Ivan Perisic after Japan gave the ball away. And Ivan Perisic fires a shot just wide. I think he may have took a deflection.
Just as I was speaking about him as well there,
I think he takes a deflection on the way and he's behind for a corner. He did clear the corner. I think he takes deflection off Tomiyasu, does it? Yeah, just as it goes from Nick off Tomiyasu, wise that's flying into that back of the net. And Kushkonda would have no chance there. So brilliant piece of defending there from Arsenal's Takure Tomiyasu.
I'll just carry on with my point after this corner as well. So we just got a corner here for Croatia now.
Yes, as Luka Modric will take in towards the penalty, towards the aforementioned Ivan Perisic. Ball it's only towards Barisic and the block in there brilliantly. And Japan have won a free kick in there. Ball on Barisic takes a swipe at Doan, who goes down. Doan's back onto his feet now. And there's Bona Barisic who stays down with a bit of cramp. And it's good to see that Gonda there, Mike. He's helping out Bona Barisic, who had that bit of cramp there, just helping him out with that ball.
Absolutely. He's just about to get a shot away, and then it's good defending from the number 6 there, isn't it, for Japan, which is who was that? The number 6. It was Endo, wasn't it, involved? I think.
And there was also Doan involved as well.
Doan was there, yeah. But just going back to what I was saying, it was the 17th involvement by Ivan Perisic there in major tournaments. He scored 10 and assisted 7, and only Cristiano Ronaldo with 21 has been involved in more.
Brilliant statistic there, brought to you on the commentary by Mike Ornament. That's why we have these commentators to bring those statistics. If we fail to bring them to you, we'll have our commentator working hard behind the scenes to bring it to us. As Endo wins a free kick, fouled by Perisic on the Japanese man. No, in fact, it was fouled by Brozovic, actually, there on the Japanese player. Endo won that free kick. Ito will take. Doan stood over the ball too, or will it be Ito leaving it for Doan to take? I wonder over on that far side, just a couple of yards in from the touchline. As we enter the final 11 minutes of stoppage time. Can Japan find a way back into the lead here? Doan or Ito over to take this free kick then. It'll be Ito to take it as Doan runs away. Down the line as the ball comes in towards Yoshida. Cleared away to Mitoma. Mitoma, the Brighton player, gets the ball back in to Tomiyasu. Delivers a ball across. Cleared away by Croatia. And that was a well-worth free kick. And almost paid off there. Almost a training ground routine paying off there for Japan. As they come again here, and we'll get the thoughts of Mike Onoman on that wonderful worked set piece there, which almost produced another goal as Japan will try and come forward again here now. Tanguchi will get the ball in towards the penalty area and he runs all the way through into the arms of Livakovic. But fantastic training ground routine there, Mike Ornament.
Yeah, I was just watching it again now. It's a great ball in originally, and then it comes out to the number 9 there, which is the substitute, isn't it, Matoma? And then he finds Tomiyasu, who just tries to square it across, but there's nobody in space there, or nobody gambling on it.
Yes, fantastic work. Into the final 10 minutes then of this game. Japan won, Croatia won as the Brozovic will just come away with possession. He's got the ball out wide to this near side as the ball's played forward. Japan just nib back in as here comes the substitute. Asano trying to get the ball forward to this left hand side. It's cut out well by Croatia. Can they get the ball forward here now? And there's a free kick in there. Foul on, I think it's I think it's Marcelo Buzzer. It was Luka Modric who was fouled there. And he takes a free kick quickly into Glasgow Gvardiol. Into Kovacic now and out wide. It goes into Bona Barisic. Back into Mateo Kovacic. And Mateo Kovacic will play the ball into Dejan Lovren. Into Luka Modric, the captain. In a bit of space, and he feeds Jovanovic, who delivers the ball in towards the penalty area. And there comes Gonda to claim just in front of Ivan Perisic. And just beyond Budimir, will try to get in on that as well for Croatia. As we come in towards the final 9.5 minutes to go, then, Mike, what have you made to the, as we're coming towards the final 8.5 minutes, should I say, Mike, what have you made of this game tonight? Well, this afternoon, do you reckon there could be another goal in this?
Yeah, I think it's been a very good game. I do think there's still, there's still plenty of time for another goal. Be about 10 minutes plus with additional time as well. And yeah, I've been very impressed by Japan in this tournament, but then Croatia have fought back well as well. So, there's a winner in it for me. Would it be Croatia, who, have only lost twice in 8 knockout games in the tournament in the World Cup, I should say, overall, or will it be Japan, who, they've never made it past the last 16? So either way, we'll see what happens. But it's all set up nicely for the final sort of 7 minutes plus stoppage time anyway.
Yeah, so Gonda will take this free kick for Japan on the left hand side, just a couple of yards out from the penalty area. It clears it right footed down the left hand channel. It does, of course, there to try and win the ball back for Japan. Japan just get the ball back momentarily. And there's a free kick there, foul on the number 17, Ant Budimir, the Osasuna man, 31-year-old, making his 16th appearance for Croatia today. If you just joined into us, he missed 2 goals. One was scored in the first half by Dejan Maeda for Japan, his second international goal before Ivan Perisic scored his 33rd international goal to level things in the second half. As we see Croatia in possession and they're playing this well here, or Japan to keep out of possession. What can they do with the ball, as they will look to create a few options? How wide it goes, and if Luka Modric just gets the ball back there well. And now here is Luka Modric again. Cuts inside as Luka Modric and does well. When it towards the edge of the penalty area. How wide it goes to Ivan Perisic, who took it off Jovanovic there. And Perisic plays 1-2 with Kovacic. But the ball goes out for a goal kick. And in around about a couple of minutes or so, depending if we may wait a bit longer. Well, no, in fact, about a couple of minutes or so, Mike, will in about 60 seconds or maybe even just over that, I'll come across to get your player of the match, Mike. So get your thinking cap on for that if you've not got your thinking cap on already, my friend. As we see Japan with the goal kick from Gonda played forward, and the former Arsenal man Asano's collected over on the far side of the right in towards the penalty area, and he goes behind for a goal kick to Croatia, and that was a poor touch by the former Arsenal player there, Mike Ornament.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a poor touch there. But still plenty of time here in this game yet to decide what happens if we get a winner. But Asano there, just that one just got away from him. Yeah.
Yes, it remains Japan 1, Croatia 1 in this game. An equalising goal in the second half from Ivan Perisic cancelled out Dejan Maeda's opener. in this game if you're just tuning into his final 5 minutes of the game then. As here comes Dejan Lovren. Just inside the centre circle, inside his own half, and plays it to this right hand side as Chris tried to come forward, but he's out of play. Ito running forward, he went out of play for a throw to Croatia after striking against Ito before going out of play. The Japanese player, or should I say the former Japanese player, Hajime Murasu, the manager, not happy with the decision being given very, very late. And now, can Croatia find a late winner here now? As they've got the ball out wide to that far side. Ball in towards the penalty area. And then towards goal from the substitute. Pasalic, and he just goes wide. And a glorious opportunity goes begging for the Croatians, Mike.
Yeah, that's a brilliant ball in. I think it was Ivan Perisic with the ball. I'm trying to see if it was there. And then it was a header there from Pasalic, as we mentioned. It was Perisic with the ball in as well. And let's have a look here. Yeah, it's good defending actually from the number 3 as well, which is Tanguchi to put him under pressure there. As we're just about to see a Japanese sub as well. So back over to you to talk us through that.
Yes, it is the former Liverpool man, now at Monaco, Takumi Minamino, about to come on, the 27-year-old, making his 45th appearance today. He comes onto the field to replace Doan there, who's one of their best players. I'm so a bit surprised about that substitution, but Takumi Minamino on for his 45th appearance, as he will try and get a winner for Japan as the ball's out wide towards Ito, keeps the ball in place, cleared away by Gvardiol up towards Kovacic, who plays the ball well, and now the ball is played forward there by Croatia down the far side as the ball goes back to Gondo, clears away, and then ball's act further forward there brilliantly by Japan in the midfield area through Marita, and then even Perisic not happy to be conceding that free kick there and went up in front of Endo, and Perisic just holding his hands up, and there's some audible boos from the crowd there, I could hear, as here comes Japan again, as they will try and get the ball forward. Can they get the ball forward? Can they get the win and make another shock in this World Cup, as the free kick is given against the Japanese player over on that far side for a foul on Borna Barisic by the number 19 Sakai. As we cross live as we go to Mike Ornament to ask him, Mike, who's your player of the match, my friend?
Yeah, so for me, I've given it to the Japanese man. Let's have a look what his name was now. It was the one I've given it to is let me find his name. Kamada is the guy I've given it to. I thought he had a big impact on the game. And yeah, I think he looked one of their best players, if not their best player, to be honest. So, I was thinking about potentially Perisic. He's looked good for Croatia, but no, I've given it to Kamada for Japan as my player of the match for this game.
Yes, so player of the match then, sponsored by the brilliant commentary services chosen by Mike Ornament, is Daichi Kamada of Japan. Fantastic. He's been fantastic today. There's some honourable mentions as well, which you mentioned in there for Ivan Perisic of Croatia. There's also some honourable mentions for me, Mike, which I thought had a good game. Not sure if you did. Is Dejan Maeda, the goal scorer, Ritsu Duan as well, Endo as well, and also Marita have also played well. Mike, would you agree with those as well?
Yeah, there was a few in there that were going through my mind as well, and there's a few from Croatia too that I thought had done well. Livakovic had made a couple of really good saves as well, so he was in my my thought process too.
Yes, as Croatia will try and get a late winner here. Can they do that? As flag stays down for now, as Budimir tried to get in for Croatia. There's a challenge in there, and there's going to be a yellow card here. And the yellow card has gone to... I'm trying to see which number he's been given it to. Let's have a look. It's Mateo Kovacic who's been given the book in there. The Chelsea player goes into the referee's no book.
Yeah, he's been very ineffective today, Kovacic. I think for me, Croatia will be disappointed with him because he's not got going at all in this game. He's not really been able to make things tick the way that a lot of Premier League fans and football fans know that he can do. And I think that's credit to the way that Japan have set up as well and the way their midfielder played.
Yes, and we've got 4 additional minutes, Mike, at the end of this first half. Not one of those ridiculous numbers, which has been like 10 in some games, 12 in some games, 11 in some games as well, Mike. Just the 4 minutes of stoppage time to be had in this game, and I'm not really surprised about that. Not been that many stoppages, to be fair. Okay, there's been some substitutions, some VAR check, which was in the first half, and then there's potential in substitutions as well. So, but I think for me, would be about right as Croatia just win themselves a free kick fouled by the number 19 Sakari there for Japan. That's great on Gvardiol, he will take the free kick. But I'm not surprised by the 4 minutes. Are you, Mike? And we've only got 4 minutes to stoppage time at the end of this game this afternoon.
No, not for me. I don't think we've had loads of stoppages, not been any injuries or anything like that. So yeah, for me, I think 4 minutes is probably just about right.
Yes, as they're throwing in towards the penalty area, as Budimir just commits a foul there, pushing the number 22 Yoshida down to the ground there. The Japanese captain was pushed over to the ground there. As Croatia fans on the monitor, just some biting their fingernails, some scratching their faces. Japanese with their hands crossed, with the fingers of the lips, praying for something to happen for their side as they will look to try and get another upset in this tournament. Can Japan cause another upset and another shock in this tournament? They've already beat Spain, which proved to be a shock, beat Germany, which proved to be a shock, lost to Croatia, which proved to be a shock. Can Japan be on the right side of a shock this time? And I should say lost to Costa Rica, not Croatia, because if not lost to Croatia, yeah, they're playing Croatia now. And here comes Luka Modric playing the ball forward in towards the substitute there, Pasalic. And now here comes Modric again. For Croatia just to keep all of possession as they will look to play the ball out wide from Josip Gvardiol, and the ball was out of play. And Sakiri with the throw-in. And he'll take a quick look to take it quickly over on that far side.
About 90 seconds, haven't we now as well? And I'm starting to think we're going to be getting the extra period as well by the looks of things. I think both teams seem to have kind of settled for it at the moment as well.
Yes, I think we have, Marcus. Here comes Croatia having to do some defending there. So don't speak too soon as Minamino has possession. Good bit of play from the Japanese man. Ball goes back into the defence there, and Tanguchi into the path of Yoshida. Now Tomiyasu. Japan just keeping possession and making sure Croatia can't get it to get a late winner. Can they get a late winner themselves as the ball is played over the top looking for Mitoma? Mitoma off of the bench. Wonderful touch from Mitoma. Does well. Always up the play well. Being forced back though. But is now just inside the Croatian half, and Japan will come forward. Final 30 seconds of injury time to go as the ball is played down the line. Looking for Minamino. Modric puts the ball out, and Modric kicks the ball away. And the Japanese subs want to look at Modric left, kicking the ball away, but the play's continuing. Mitoma back. It goes here now in towards the penalty area. Can Japan get a late winner? Tomiyasu sprays it out wide to the far side. Can they get the ball in towards the penalty area there? No, they can't. The half-time whistle has gone. I should say the full-time whistle has gone, and we're going to go to extra time. And the extra time to come then, guys. So, Mike Ornament, with extra time to come, what have you made to the entire game so far? Do you reckon we could see a winner in extra time, or do you reckon we could go all the way to the dreaded P word, Mike?
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair result. Actually, been level at full time there. I think Japan, and Croatia both, had a couple of very good chances before they scored, and then obviously the goals themselves were fantastic as well. And then since then, it's been pretty evenly matched, really. I thought so. Yeah, I think we're probably justified to have extra time now. Do I think we'll see a winner in extra time? Anyone, it's anyone's guess, to be honest. I think I would favour Croatia personally, though, if there is to be a winner in the extra period. But we've seen what Japan can do and the shocks they've caused already in this tournament as well.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. Me and Mike are just going to take a quick break, but we return in plenty of time for the start of the extra time period. Don't go anywhere. You're listening to the commentary hub. Welcome back to the commentary hub's coverage of the game between Japan and Croatia. We are heading into extra time. Then, just while we wait for extra time to kick off, just to break off from the World Cup and bring you some breaking news from the world of domestic football. And it comes from Charlton Athletic, and they can confirm that the manager, Ben Garner, has departed the club in a statement issued on their website. Charlton have put out saying, Charlton Athletic can confirm the departure of Ben Garner as the club's manager. We'll read you the full statement a little bit later on as we get some more as we try and get more information on that one. There, as we see the games get ready for the extra time period to begin in the FIFA World Cup, as we get ready for the action to kick off again in the second half. And I'm wondering if we'll see any goals in the second half as the players are back out for the second half now, as we look forward to the first period of extra time. So extra time will be played right now. You're listening to Russ Vernon and Mike Orneman, providing you the coverage as Takumi Minamino will kick us off for the first period of extra time, as the first half of extra time is getting underway now, as Japan will attack from left to right in the first period. 30 minutes, 50 minutes each way. No goals after that. We will go to penalties. And you'll be wondering who will get through to face Brazil or South Korea. Brazil and South Korea will be watching this and thinking, if we can win it in 90 minutes, we could have an upper hand because the winners of this one will have an extra 30 minutes and will be extra tired going the into their game, which will be coming up at the weekend as we see Japan 1, Croatia 1, and Japan coming forward over on that far side is Minamino. How wide it goes over on that far side of the left as they will attack. They've got spreading the ball towards this right hand side, and Perisic does well to edit behind for a corner. And good start to the second half. Well, to the first period of extra time, minutes old, and it's still Japan 1, Croatia 1. But good start from Japan getting on the front foot again.
Yeah, good start from Japan there, getting on the front foot, as you say. And then Perisic just got to knock that one behind for a corner. Which Ito is going to take. And going back to what you said about Korea as well, Japan, North Korea and South Korea were the only two sides who have been who have qualified, as Asian nations as well in the past. So see if Japan can add to that.
Yes, there's an header just wide of the post there from the number 3 for Japan, which is Shogo Taniguchi, the 31-year-old, making his 15th appearance.
It'd be quite ironic if in the next round, South Korea did the unthinkable when they beat Brazil and Japan got through as well. And then we've got, rather than having no Asian nations that have gone through since 2002, we've got two Asian nations facing off against each other. That'd be pretty ironic as well.
Yes, he would, Mike. And there's a song we've called Ironic out there somewhere. I won't sing it because we'll probably lose our 6 listeners if I do, Mike. As the ball is played forward and Croatia going to go on the end of that, and Japan will have a goal kick. 2 minutes of the extra time gone then. Japan 1, Croatia 1. And we're here, going to be here for a bit longer than 5 o'clock this afternoon. Japan 1, Croatia 1 as the come up towards 3 minutes of the first period of extra time. Almost gone as the goal kick from Gondi is cleared towards the right hand side as Japan attackers. Tomiyasu just puts it up and under, and a bit of snow falling on that as the ball came down. That's the same as we says here comes Japan over on that far side. Can they create an opportunity of the ball playing towards the penalty area? The man goes down inside the box. No penalty for Japan as they come forward here now. Endo just keeps sort of possession. And man, wouldn't it be ironic if Japan get through, knock out Brazil, get through to the semi-finals, which would be against either Argentina and Brazil, knock them out and get through to the World Cup final.
Yeah, it would be as well. That'd be a massive shock there. They've caused a lot of shocks already. But obviously Japan is still in this game yet as well, so they could still easily do that. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, be really interesting to see what happens if they can add Croatia to that list of Spain and Germany, the teams they've beaten already.
Yes, as the ball's played down the far side, and he goes behind for a corner to Japan, who started well in the second half. As Luke there says, well, I was right with the extra time. You was, Luke. You was right with the extra time, my friend. And Japan win the corner in extra time. 4 minutes gone of extra, almost 4.5 minutes gone in extra time. Then Japan 1, Croatia 1, and it's going to be taken by Ito, who's been a danger for Japan when they've attacked. As opposed into Tomiyasu on the back post, and there's a free kick given away by Tomiyasu, who's down. Clash of heads. Free kick's been given to Croatia for it, and there's a Croatian man sat back up there. I think he was. Let's have a look where he was. I think it's Palasic. Yes, he was. Clash of heads as Pasalic headed clear, Mike. What do you make of that incident there? Do you think both players could be okay?
Yeah, hopefully. I think Tomiyasu looks like he's going to be all right. He's just taking a swig of water there. And I'm pretty sure that the Croatian player's up already as well. So just going to see a replay of the goals. That's the Japan goal, obviously, first of all, which was put into the back of the net by their number 25, which, of course, was Maeda, who's come off since. And then the goal scored there by Perisic to level it up as well. But yeah, both players are fine, and I think we're going to be back underway again in a second.
Yes, and it'll be Livakovic who'll clear the ball away with a free kick to Croatia, and he takes it to Gvardiol, and the two players who clashed there are now, I think, have been allowed back onto the field of play by the American referee Ismail Elfat, who watches on as Croatia win a throw in. Bonabasic to take. He goes back to Gvardiol and into the path now of Lovren. Gvardiol again, as he will play the ball out wide, and the ball is played down the line, and he runs out of play for a throw into Japan. On this near side, almost at a goal kick. But Sakari, who's now playing in the back three, looks as though the right wing back Rolo's taking this throw on this near side, but Japan have given the ball away as Brozovic almost slipped on the ball and gave the ball back to Japan, but he recovered well, and Japan have to get back in numbers and try and get their share back, as Croatia will try and come forward with Dejan Lovren. Lovren then will look up and look for a forward pass. Forward pass in toss, so he goes square into Gvardiol, and now ball forward into the path of Barisic. Back to Gvardiol. Gvardiol will keep hold of possession and spread the ball forward up towards halfway. He's headed away there by Mitoma, and Mitoma controls well in to Yoshida, cleared away, and the ball is played forward. Can Japan get forward? The Campbell, the free kick has been given as we see the game unfold. I wonder if we'll see any more goals in this one as the double sub for Croatia coming on. Livoro Major is one of them for Luka Modric. So no 24th goal today for the Real Madrid player and the Croatian captain. And Luka Modric is going off, taking his armband off on his way. Luka Modric goes off, gives the captain's armband to Ivan Perisic, who goes off, and also Mateo Kovacic going off. And with those two substitutions going off there, with Marja coming on for Modric, and let's see who else. Let's see who's coming on for Mateo Kovacic, which is Marja there, and then trying to work out who the other one is. He will tell me. I'll be able to say in a second. Is Modric and Kovacic off, Marja and Vlasic on. What have you made to Luka Modric's performance today? Do you think he's done well in the 98 minutes he's been on the field?
Yeah, I think he's done okay. I don't think he's really got going as much as he can do, but that's down to the way that Japan have played. But yeah, I think he's looked all right in possession. Anyway, he's had a few good touches here and there. But no, I'm not surprised to see the subs either, because obviously Kovacic, as I mentioned earlier, really didn't get going in this game, and yeah, didn't really create anything, or was shadow the kind of player that we know that he can be.
Yes, it's here come Japan to tidy up at the back as Croatia tried to attack down the far side, and they've tied up well, and Endo just pushed the ball towards Mitoma, who can't get there as there is the two substitutes, Kovacic and Modric, being hugged there by, I think he was Vida there, who's 33 years of age. 100 appearances for Croatia, not going to make his 101st today. As Perisic watched the ball go out for his side's throwing, the now captain of Croatia. 10 minutes gone in the first half of extra time. 5 minutes to go until half time. And remains Japan 1, Croatia 0. As we have got a long throw in from Juranovic It was Budimir who flicks the ball on. Comes towards Perisic. Shot is blocked. Shot blocked again as Perisic lined up an effort, which was blocked. And that's a good defending there from Japan. And now there's going to be a long throw here from Borna Barisic.
I think that was Tomiyasu as well, I believe. I think that was North London against North London for a second there. As it looks like Japan have got some of their coaching staff out on their subs, causing a bit of an issue here with one of the Croatian players about to take this throw on.
Yes, I think he's saying he's not taking it from the correct play, which he wasn't, Barisic there. And he was making sure he took it from the correct place, which is correct procedure. This World Cup, the referees have been making him take it from the correct position, and they wasn't happy that it wasn't taken from the correct position, and it wasn't going to be taken from the correct position, should I say? And that's why he's going to Croatia have committed a foul, and Japan will have a free kick on the edge of their own penalty area on the right-hand side as they attack, which will be taken by Gonda, the goalkeeper. No clean sheet in his 35th appearance today after the equalising goal from Ivan Perisic. As this is now cleared away, the ball headed back to his goalkeeper there, brilliantly by Dejan Lovren as Dominik Livakovic will pick up the ball and roll it into the path of Josko Gvardiol. And Gvardiol will come up towards halfway by Dejan Lovren as well. And Gvardiol will get the ball back just towards the centre circle on the left-hand side as plays out wide to this left hook, Pliozin from the touchline. Is Borna Barisic who gets the ball down the line, and Croatia just trying to keep hold of possession, and Japan have won the ball back well. And Asano can't get in behind Gvardiol there, and that's good defending from the Croatian defender who did well to get back at them. And now the ball will try and come forward as some of the EFL clubs are changing their kick-off times for their matches in the Championship, League 1 and League 2. I'll tell you why in a moment. On Saturdays, the ball is cleared away there by Gonda, so fans of the clubs involved in those matches can watch the England game after the match is finished. So if you're going to an EFL game, check out the website of your club first, see what time the kickoff is going to be, because some EFL clubs, the local police and local authorities and both clubs involved, along with the EFL themselves, will be discussing to change the kickoff times for the matches so fans can watch England against France at the weekend. As we see this ball with Barisic whipped into the penalty area towards the back post, and Japan just managed to clear in this game. I'm watching it in towards about 9 seconds before the end of the first period of extra time, unless we get any stoppages. Stoppage time inside that, as Lovren plays it into Gvardiol, who wants to get the ball forward quickly. He spreads this out to the left-hand side, looking for Borna Barisic, and he's run out of play for a goal kick there. Japan 1, Croatia 1, and the ball is cleared forward up towards the centre there, who can't win the header. Bozovic can't play the ball through as Tomiyasu cut that out, looking as Croatia looked for the run of Budimir. Now Japan coming forward on that far side. No runners inside and still going all the way. What a fantastic effort there by Mitoma. And he finds a shot straight in there. Pierce round ball on the edge of the box. Not given. Comes out now to the number 19. Zakiri will push the ball back in. Tomiyasu edges into the circle. Shot blocked on the edge of the box. And he breaks away. And he will go behind. And it'll be a corner to Japan. And that's good play there from the substitute Mitoma there, Mike, to run off of the length of the field just before the halfway line, ran through, and an effort on goal, which was saved well by Livakovic.
Yeah, that's a brilliant run there, as you say, from this is a Brighton man, isn't it, I think? And it's a great save from Livakovic, so it's straight at him, but he's pulled out 3 or 4 fantastic stops in this game, so Livakovic is certainly earning his money anyway.
Yes, and Mike, if the corners, which is 8 Japan, 4 to Croatia, was the final score, Umasati now coming towards the end of the first period of extra time as it delivers a ball in, and towards goal there, is it? Ball will break inside the penalty area. Japan done this near side. Minamino now has it for Japan. Delivers the ball in. 2 minutes to stop it in this first period of extra time. Ball in towards the penalty area. In towards, and could be potential penalty. clearing for a shot for a penalty, and there is the ball come towards the goalkeeper, and there was a player in front of the goalkeeper, and Perisic pushed him out of the way. There was a pure Ferdinand ball by Gvardiol as that shot came in from Mitoma as well, which was tipped over, but nothing given by the referee as Japan will look to defend it. Can Croatia find the breakthrough just before half time? Is Japan 1, Croatia 1? As they will look to fetch the ball forward. As he's got the ball down line, is Brozovic who can come forward. Brozovic delivers the ball in towards the penalty area. Good control, well. He brings it forward. Can they do it now? Can they get the ball into the penalty area? They can, and it's just headed away by Japan, and they will try and break up towards halfway. And they're coming forward down this right side, and wonderful bit of play. What can they do here now, Japan? Which cut out well by Dejan Lovren, back to his goalkeeper. And we come towards the final 30 seconds of the first half of extra time. And Mike Honeyman being the end-to-end first half in extra time. No breakthrough yet. I think we could be heading for penalties at this rate, Mike.
It looks that way at the moment, doesn't it? Unless we see a bit of quality in the second period of extra time. But yeah, both sides really giving everything in this one at the moment. And yeah, it does look like they're cancelling each other out at the moment. And we'll have to wait and see if we can have a bit of quality in the second period that wins the game.
Yes, it's half time. An extra time whistle has just been blown. And it's half time then. In extra time is Japan 1, Croatia 1. As we get ready to see, we'll see a winner in the normal, in the extra period. As I wonder if we will see a winner as we get ready for the second period very, very shortly. So it'll be interesting to see who will score, if it's going to stay that way or whether we'll get a breakthrough as Japan and Croatia go back to their respective managers and just have a chat amongst themselves. As we look for the second period of extra time, 15 more minutes to go before penalties. I'm wondering if in there right now with the huddles between the two sides, whether they're saying as the substitution is being made for Japan, which will see the number 17 Ayo Tanker, should I say, come on, the Fortuna Dusseldorf man, 24 years of age, making his 16th appearance. He comes on as Marita comes off. No shots on target for him. 12.4 km in distance covered as Tanker comes on. And what can Japan do here now? Can they cause a few problems and get a winner in extra time? Hopefully enjoying the coverage with myself and Mike Ornament as Paul James is being back on. He says, I think one goal might be enough to win this. I wonder which way, Paul, as the substitution for Croatia is happening, which sees number 17 Budimir come off, the substitute, and he's replaced by Livja. And Ivan Perisic has come off, and Orsic has come on. Livja makes his 15th appearance, should I say, and Orsic makes his 22nd appearance as Croatia tried to win this in extra time, so they do not go through the penalties route. It's Japan 1, Croatia 1.
Orsic, another man, as I mentioned earlier in the game against Spain and the 5-3 in the Euros as well, where they were knocked out. And Orsic was another man that was on the score sheet in that occasion as well. So maybe that's why they're looking for him. And he actually played a big part in that tournament for them, I thought, as well. He was a real threat. So maybe he's going to be their sort of match winner, hopefully, for the Croatian manager.
Yes, Juranovic will take the throw in. Long downfield on this near side of the right as the headed away by Mitoma there, and Asano tried to go an end of that as he's out for a throw-in for Japan. Mitoma there, getting ready to take the throw-in. The Japanese player, number 9, plays for Brighton and Hove Albion. Only 25 years of age, younger than me and younger than Mike. When we were that age, we weren't able to play football, and we've not been able to play football. So what we've done the next best thing, and commentated on football and covered football for you, our lovely listeners. As here comes,
Speak for yourself.
here comes Japan in possession to get the ball forward. Here is Tanko's just come on at half time of extra time. And now Gondo has it. And he clears it up towards halfway. And he's cleared away. And good to see, and it's always good to see our Blackburn fan Paul James in the house. And our Derby fan Luke Turton in the house as well. I think they might kill me for that one, Mike. Don't you?
I thought I was going to say what I said yesterday to Luke about him being a Leicester City fan. But it's always nice to be working alongside a Huddersfield fan. Anyway, it's there's not many around these days.
And it's also good to work around alongside a Tottenham fan as well, Mike, and a Luton fan as well. As the ball is cleared up towards halfway by Croatia, as Japan will try and get back into this game as Croatia is starting to get on top in the last couple of minutes or so as they break down this right-hand side. Lovely footwork from Pasalic, who can't get forward. And now Japan will look to counter-attack down this right-hand side. Here's Mitoma. Mitoma does well in field, but he gives the ball away. And now Yoshida into the path of the number 17 Tanka, who's come on at half time of extra time and looked to create and look to get on the ball and look to create things, make things happen. It's Japan 1, Croatia 1. As the ball is played forward, down over the top of and now it breaks into well for Japan as they play the ball out wide to Mitoma. Mitoma edge of the penalty. Mitoma into the penalty, cleared away. And the ball is down, and the ball played out wide to the far side. Can they keep the ball in play out there? No. Is the answer to that is Sakira trying to keep the ball in play over there, where he runs out for a throw to Japan, to Croatia. But that's a good bit of play there from Japan again. Might just the final ball not being executed well enough.
Yeah, it's a good bit of play from Japan, but also good defending from Croatia as well there. As we, we've got about 11 and a bit minutes here to see if we can get a winner. And going back to Huddersfield as well, I know it's very off topic, but let's see if we get any fireworks in the next 11 minutes or so.
Yes, let's hope so, Mike, as we see almost 20 minutes gone here of the extra time, that is. And it remains Japan 1, Croatia 1. 19 and a bit minutes of the extra time gone. And Paul wants to ask you a question, Mike, in the live chat. Says, what's it like working next to a Manchester United fan to you, Mike?
I love that, Paul.
Getting his own back on me.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I love that, Paul. I haven't spoken to him about Cristiano Ronaldo yet, so yeah, that was going to come, especially with the fact he might be going to Saudi now. There's an offer on the table with a Saudi club for him.
I'll get you back for that one, Paul. You know that, my friend. We love the bit of banter that we have with our colleagues here on the channel, Mike.
I'm surprised you didn't just casually sniff in Jermaine Beckford there, but yeah.
As here comes Japan trying to work their way down the right-hand side. Their left-hand side Croatia is right as they look. But this ball is cleared away by Ivanovic, who can clear the ball away. Maybe I'll mention Jermaine Beckford another day, Mike. Probably on the coverage when we do some FA Cup coverage at the start of the new year in January after the New Year's. The ball breaks towards the edge of the penalty area and he runs behind for a corner to Croatia. Japan bit puzzled by that. As
I'm not sure how they can be puzzled by that personally. I think it's pretty clear that he comes off a Japanese player.
yeah, I thought that, Mike. I thought I saw the touch off a Japanese player and he went behind and they were all confused looking across at the USA referee Ishmael Alfat. And that ball is punched clear as it's out of play for a Croatian throw in. 21 minutes gone here. Japan 1, Croatia 1.
And it's getting to that point where the goalkeepers are going to be starting to think a little bit about potentially what they're going to be doing with the penalties as well. I know we've still got, just under 10 minutes, but Livakovic has made some fantastic saves and he's a top draw keeper. And Gonda, as well, we'll be looking at, potentially who might be taken for Croatia if he gets that far too.
Yes, and we don't want the goalkeepers to be thinking that far ahead right now, Mike, because they could take the mind off the actual in-game action and could cost them sides a chance in a shootout or a chance of getting through to the next round of the competition potentially.
Yeah, good point, Russ. Sorry, I was just going to say, what I meant is they've got one eye on it, but obviously they'll still be focusing mostly on the game, but they've just got a little bit of an eye on the fact that it's getting closer to penalties as well.
Yes, as Jovanovic is just wiping the ball on the towel inside the Croatian dugout. As a long throw in towards the penalty area. There's cleared away ball in towards the penalty area. And there is the goalkeeper who come and shouted well there for the defender to leave it. Is now Japan will try and break. As Ito tries to get on the end of that ball, but Vodiol just watches the bounce well and brilliantly to get back to his goalkeeper Livakovic, who clears the ball away. His ball is forward, he goes down, free kick not given. And now here comes Japan, who can try and get the ball forward. If they can get the ball back off Croatia, as they will try and work a bit of space and a bit of magic to get to equalising to get their winner here, or can we see Japan prove a shock? I'm starting to think, Mike. I've got one eye that I think we may be commentating on the penalty shootout, which will be a first for me. I don't think I've ever commentated on the penalty shootout before in my commentary career so far. As the ball is out for a throw to Croatia.
Be the first one that I'd be involved in for quite some time as well. I think the last one was going back a couple of years to an FA Cup game actually involving Stevenage as well, where I think it was a penalty shootout against Hull City possibly.
Yes, and if anyone else commentators in the chat, I know Luke Turton's in there somewhere and Paul James is. Have you ever, in your career so far, have you ever done commentaries on a penalty shootout? Let us know, guys. I can't remember if I don't think Paul has. I'm not sure if Luke has either. Be interesting to see if they get one tonight or if Luke gets one tomorrow. Me and Paul get one tomorrow as well. Because I'll be back with Paul tomorrow afternoon at 3 o'clock again. This time in the role that Mag's doing, the co-commentary role tomorrow afternoon. As I'll tell you about those a bit later on as the ball is working his way in towards the penalty edge of the penalty area. It goes on the right hand side. Endo plays the ball out wide. Love the ball out wide to Tommy Esso. Low ball in, cleared away the near post by Croatia. The ball is won back there brilliantly by Japan as they will try and come forward again. He's out wide to Mitoma. The brighter man on this near side, the left, goes to infield. Into the number 17 there, and that is Tanker. Tanker plays it out wide to Tomiyasu. Downline it goes well. Good bit of play this. Endo, edge of the box. Endo delivers the ball in towards the back post. Comes across to Mitoma, heads it back across goal. And the keeper saves well there. Livakovic, and that's a fantastic effort there.
Yeah, we just got a message from Paul as well. It says his was co-coms with JB in the League Cup final, which went on forever. Well, I think I just seen Kepa's penalty actually. I think it's just literally landed in landed in the seat in front of me right now.
Yeah, Mike. I think I've just seen it. He's landed there as well now. Yeah, that ball. I wondered where he'd gone, and it was taking ages for everyone to find it. And now we know why, Mike. He's landed in this stadium, in the Al Janoub Stadium here in Qatar. And that's where it's gone. So, Paul, we found the ball if you're looking for it. Look no further, me and Mike has spotted it. I wonder how we can see this second half unfolding. Can the remainder of this extra time unfold as Japan will try and get the ball forward here. I think they've just won a free kick. They have fouled by Bona Barisic on Ito there. And the Rangers man goes into the referee's notebook as the ball for Japan will be launched into the penalty area, no doubt, as they will try and get a winning goal late on. Balling towards the penalty area now, but it's too much on it. And Livakovic, under no real pressure, comes and claims it.
Yeah, very comfortable for Livakovic there. And as you say, under no real pressure at all. And he's able just to bowl it out and get Croatia moving again.
Yes, Japan 0. Japan 1, Croatia 1. Should I say? I almost said it was 0-0, Mike. I almost cancelled the goals out.
You almost gave me the 0-0 baton back again.
I did, my friend. Hopefully I won't get that with Paul tomorrow, my friend. I'm glad we've not got it today, though.
Absolutely. Now we're glad to have a couple of goals, and we'll see a few more. Nonetheless, even if they are from penalties.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. Unless, Mike, we get a 0-0 during the penalty, we go grab penalty shootout and they all miss apart from the goalkeepers right to the end.
Don't even say that. Don't even curse it.
I hope I've not cursed him, Mike. I hope not. Because I'll be cursing myself if that's the case. As well as you, as is, Janovic plays the ball down the line looking for Maggio. Can't get the ball forward for Croatia. Now Japan trying to get on the end of the ball coming forward. Grimaldo limping a little bit as he has been left in a bit on him there by Asano. As the ball in the penalty cleared away by Japan. And Japan will get the ball forward. Asano chasing after this, is it? No, because the ball's going out of play for a throw. Final 2 minutes plus stoppage, around about 2 minutes plus stoppage time. The end of this extra time period. Japan 1, Croatia 1, as Bozovic picks up the loose ball. Coming forward on this near side of the right, he gets the ball in towards the penalty area, edge of the box. He plays the ball out wide there, wonderful ball out wide. In towards Major, he comes in there, cleared away. And now Japan can try and get the ball forward. But Grimaldo gets the ball back to Lovren. Lovren now picks up the loose ball. He gets the ball forward. Can Japan and Croatia, or Croatia, let's say, find a way through? Or we will see a penalty shootout. Ball towards the penalty. Back post is there, headed down. Breaks for Vlasic. Vlasic inside the box. How wide it goes to Barisic. Barisic delivers the ball in. He's blocked there by the number 17 of Japan Tanker, who remains down.
You can see Croatia are putting a lot of pressure on Japan right now, and Japan are just hanging on in there and defending for their lives at the moment. Because, as I said, actually, Croatia, for me, I thought we're going to be the more likely to go on and score in this extra period, and they've really dominated it, especially in the second half of it. Anyway, just without really hitting the target too many times and getting that goal that's evading them as well. As we're coming towards the closing minute or so, plus stoppage time of the extra period before potentially going off the penalties, as you say.
Yes, and it looks like we could be heading for penalties. Coming up towards the final 30 seconds plus stoppage time of extra time, should I say, plus any stoppages, as the Japanese player went off and now back on the field of play. As we see the ball spread out to the left hand side as Barisic delivers a cross in. Gone over everybody's head there. Matomo's there at the back post to chest it down and clear away for Japan up towards halfway. And there's a challenging header there, but Lovren wins it cleanly as we're almost into end of extra time, as we've got a minute added on at the end of extra time. Before we go to penalties, which it looks like we will have now, unless we see a goal here for now from Croatia. Shot coming in blocked. And Japan can try and get the ball forward if they can wear this quickly, but Croatia's back on the front foot. Edge of the box, it's Maja! Just wide. And that probably could have been the best chance of the game to win it for Croatia in extra time.
Yeah, that's a great bit of play there from Croatia. Japan giving it away sloppily there. And then Maja, the substitute there, just couldn't hit the target. And yeah, as you say, that's probably going to see that one go through to penalties now. I think we're not going to see a winner in the extra period by the looks of things, because obviously we're coming right towards the end of that additional minute as well.
Yes, and Luke just got the score wrong earlier in his prediction because he said it was going to be 2-2, extra time, no goals, and then he reckons Croatia to win on penalties. So let's see if Luke is correct with that, Mike, when we go to penalties, which we're at penalties now. So penalties to be taken. And your thoughts on the game overall, Mike?
Yeah, I think it's been a really good game. I think it's been really enjoyable. I think both sides, I think it's quite a fair result to actually be 1-1 and going to penalties as well. Both sides have had chances, and then to be honest, I think it would be harsh if either side had lost that in the 120. To be honest, so one of them is going to lose now, and it's going to be unfortunate for whoever loses because they both put up a good fight anyway.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely, my friend. One of these sides will go out of the competition, and I wonder which teams will go out in this game as we go for penalties now. I
Big
wonder.
opportunity for Livakovic and Gonda, as I was saying before, to make themselves heroes now. Livakovic has made some fantastic saves throughout that game to deny Japan, and be quite fitting if he plays a big part in the penalty shootout as well. Gonda didn't have loads of saves to make throughout the game, but was quite switched on and did everything he needed to do as well. So it's time for one of them to potentially make themselves a hero now, which I'd rather see than somebody completely blaze the ball over the crossbar.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely, my friend. As I just get the new scoreboard up on the screen so people know that it's gone to penalties and that is 1-1 after extra time. To let people know about that. To let people know about that game, and wonder if we'll get to. I wonder who's going to volunteer to take penalties or whether anyone's volunteered. Mike, if you was one of the, I'll put in the Croatian one with the players that's on the pitch, Mike. Who would be your 5 penalty takers that's still remaining on the field of play?
Wow, what a question. For me, I think you got to look at Brozovic. He's one. I think Orsic will be one. I think Pasalic might be one. I think, who else have we got on there? Maya might be one. Livac maybe as well. Potentially, yeah, any of those 5 probably.
And what about the Japanese ones? Or would you reckon for them?
So I'm going to go Asano, Saki, Minamino, Mitoma, and probably Ito.
Interesting choices. I'm surprised you not put Dejan Lovren in the top 5 for Croatia, Mike. Is that because he's a defender?
Yeah, potentially. Obviously Tomiyasu for he's taken penalties in the past for Arsenal at pre-season level and competitions as well and stuff like that. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But no, I think the attacking players will be the ones that they'd rather favour personally.
Absolutely, Mike. Absolutely, my friend. We'll get the thoughts of it. People in a. We'll get the thoughts of Mike on him and come the end. And like I said, me and Mike will record a bit later on tonight or tomorrow when we get a bit of chance. Record our thoughts on England against Senegal plus England against France coming up, and we'll preview that and we'll pull that out on the channel probably on Wednesday evening around about 7 o'clock for people to have a listen to. So we'll sort that out off and get recorded to put out on Wednesday evening for our listeners to listen to us. We discuss England against Senegal plus France against England coming up at the weekend as well for people to listen to us. We see Japan will be the first team to take a penalty, and it'll be the number 10 of Liverpool, Takumi Minamino.
One of the ones that I mentioned didn't actually have much of an impact since coming off the bench. So let's see what he can do from the spot here, because since he was made to enter the fray, for Japan, he didn't really have a lot of impact on the game itself.
Yes, as Ishmael Elfat is just having a word with the two goalkeepers, Dominik Livakovic and Shinji Gonda, telling them about staying on their line, as we've seen a few goalkeepers come off their lines when penalties are being taken in the normal minutes. Takumi Minamino, formerly of Liverpool, now of Monaco, to give Japan the lead in the shootout. Can he do that? No, it's saved by Livakovic.
That's a weak penalty as well. That's really poor from Minamino. As I said, he wasn't really involved too much in the game since coming off the bench, and I think he's maybe a little bit rusty there because, yeah, that's a poor penalty and pretty easy for Livakovic to save.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. Now for Croatia, stepping up is number 13, Nikola Vlasic. A chance to put Croatia into the lead. Nikola Vlasic of Torino, and his 43rd appearance. Can he score here? He can. Croatia open the scoring in the penalty shootout, and Croatia lead by a goal to nil. And a good penalty there from Vlasic, Mike Orneman.
Yeah, really good penalty there, right into the corner, and goalkeeper's got absolutely no chance. That's placed with perfection, really.
Yes, and now can Japan get back into this? It is the number 9, Mitoma of Brighton. Mitoma, and he's saved again. But I'm not sure if Livakovic there, Mike, came off his line. I'm not sure if he came off his line before he took it there, Mike. Have a look at the replay. What did you make? I think he come off his line there.
Potentially, I want to see the replay again, but Livakovic there, really good save from him. Yeah, he's off his line for me. He's I'm not too sure what the referee's. He's not allowing that to be retaken, but I think 1 foot at least is off the line there for me. But another poor penalty from Japan, and another good save from Livakovic.
Yes, Brozovic to make it 2-0 to Croatia. He does. 2-0 Croatia in the shootout.
Yeah, comfortably straight down the middle there. Goalkeeper goes one way, and then he just places it down the middle there, and it's a fantastic penalty there. Gonda has absolutely no chance. He's already diving. I think he's already moved anyway as the ball's been hit. But going back to the other penalty, for me, it's strange how in the game they're happy to let them be retaken, but when it comes to penalties, in the shootout, it's not retaken when he's off his line.
Yes, Asano there to take the 3rd Japanese penalty. Chance to put Japan on the scoreboard in the shootout. And he can. Good penalty this time. Maybe he should have done the first one, Mike, and we probably would have had the game on right now.
Yeah, that's a good penalty. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, and Asano there giving Japan a little bit of hope.
Yes, my polls just were commenting about the goalkeeper being off the line. It says 1 foot is off the line. It has to be both feet off the line for it to be retaken.
Yeah, that makes sense, actually, to be fair, yeah.
And now for Croatia to take this penalty is the substitute, Marko Livaja, the number 14, Legic split player, and he's in the post. And wow, how has he missed that one?
That's a poor penalty. Literally, he's just, I don't know what it is there. He's taken that one with so much arrogance, and it's come back to bite him there. He's just hit the post, and yeah, he's just arrogant. He's just cocky the way he takes that penalty.
Yes, and now Japan is about to step. Number 22 for Japan, Maya Yoshida, the captain, played full 90. About to take this one now. And Yoshida has his penalty saved as well.
That's it. Goalkeeper again. Livakovic gets down well to save that one brilliantly. And that's probably going to be almost that now for Japan. Yoshida there couldn't put it past him. And again, it's a fantastic save from the keeper, yeah.
Yes, fantastic save. And you can see how much that means to the players for Croatia there. All celebrating that penalty save absolutely fantastically. And now is number 15, Mario Pasalic, the substitute, to step up. He scores. And Croatia are through. Croatia have won on penalties. It's finished 3-1 on penalties to Croatia, Mike, and Croatia have gone through. Your thoughts on that penalty shootout there, Mike, and the thoughts on the overall game?
Yeah, it's a good penalty there to win it as well. Sends the goalkeeper the wrong way, as I was just about to say. But as I said about one of the goalkeepers making themselves heroes, well, Livakovic has certainly done that. He saved 3 penalties there in the shootout, and nice of the Croatian players to go over there to their Japanese counterparts and to what's the word? Show them a little bit of compassion there and stuff like that as well. But Livakovic is the man that's made himself a hero with those 3 penalty saves. Oh, I think we've lost Russ, have we? Are you there, Russ?
I'm back, Mike. I'm back. Sorry
There
about
we go.
that.
No, I was just saying Livakovic has made himself a hero with those 3 penalty saves. They're pretty poor penalties from a Japanese standpoint there, a Japanese point of view. But yeah, as I said, one of the goalkeepers going to make themselves a hero, and Livakovic there is getting congratulated by all his teammates now, and he's got a big beaming smile on his face as he goes in, and I think he's given a cuddle there and a kiss to one of the staff members potentially as well on the Croatian bench.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely. And Luke Turton said, well, everything bar the 2-2 was right in his prediction, and he was. Because let me just point back to Luke Turton's comment a little bit earlier on. At 20 past 4 this afternoon, Luke Turton said to us 2-2, then extra time, no goals, and Croatia win on penalties. Everything bar 2-2 was right in that prediction from Luke Turton. And Mike Orneman, Luke got everything by the 2-2 right in his prediction. Got to give him take some hats off to Luke there for saying he's going to go to penalties and Chris to win them as well.
Yeah, that's a really good prediction there from Luke. Obviously, only the score he got wrong, but I think Croatia probably just about deserved it on the night. Japan, their exploits come to the end. They've already beaten Germany and beaten Spain, so they've got that to take away from the tournament. As a lot of people didn't expect them to get out of the group with those 2 nations in there. I expected them to finish 3rd in the group, just ahead of Costa Rica. Personally, I did. So to get out of the group and to win the group as well, fantastic for them. And Croatia just carry on that form that obviously got them to the World Cup final last time out. So next up is going to be the winners of South Korea and Brazil for them, and whatever happens, it's going to be a big test for Croatia in the next round. But we'll wait and see what happens with that game a little bit later on and who wins that one. But they've got a lot of work to do still if they want to get through to a final again. Because if Brazil, do end up beating South Korea, I think Brazil will be too strong for them. So I think Croatians are going to be looking at that one. I'm thinking, hopefully South Korea can get the job done, and then they'll probably be fancying their chances more against them than the Brazilians.
Yes, absolutely. And just before we do leave, man, you said just some other football news. Just around about 4 o'clock, you said some football news to bring us. What was that news that you had to bring us, my friend?
So there's a few bits and pieces. I mentioned, obviously, regarding Cristiano Ronaldo, there's an offer on the table from him from one of the Saudi Arabian teams, Al Nassr. They've come in for him and put an offer in for him. Raheem Sterling, obviously, we mentioned yesterday about him being in the returning to the UK for England. We just want to wish him and all his family well on the back of the break-in that they had there. And also going back to Uruguay as well. Obviously, they were knocked out of the tournament, and FIFA has opened up disciplinary proceedings against the Uruguay Football Association and 4 players over their conduct at the end of the final World Cup group game against Ghana, where they ended up chasing the referee down the tunnel, of course, over that potential penalty, which wasn't given.
Thank you very much for that. Me and Mike will discuss when we're going to record, but we'll put it out on hopefully on Wednesday evening for you to listen to our thoughts on the England, the either Wednesday or Thursday evening to hear our thoughts on the England game of the weekend yesterday against Senegal and our thoughts going into the game against France.
JB just says there as well. Glad the England game didn't go all the way last night. Well, to be honest, I predicted England to be 1-1 and penalties. So maybe I'm just a day early in terms of predictions.
Yes, absolutely, Mike. Absolutely, Mike. And I just want to say a big, as well as covering the football, we do cover other sports here at the commentary hub as well. And I just want to say congratulations to the England Test cricket team who beat Pakistan by 74 runs in the first Test match over in Pakistan, with England getting 657 all out in the first innings. So Pakistan were all out for 579 in their first innings. England 264 for 7 declared in the second innings. Pakistan all out for 268 in their second innings. England won by 74 runs, and top scoring for England in the first innings was Harry Brook on 153, Crawley on 122, Pope 108, Duckett as well on 107. And in the second innings, Harry Brook again with 87. For Pakistan, top scoring in the first innings was Barbara on 136, Imam on 121, Shafiq 114, Jacks pick up the bowlers in the first innings for 6 for 161. And in the second innings, Jimmy Anderson 4 for 36 and Ollie Robinson 4 for 50. So congratulations to England's men's cricket team, test team, with their victory in the first test in Rapuan Dine in Pakistan, against Pakistan in the early hours of this morning. So congratulations to them. But for myself and for Mike, we leave you on this Monday afternoon as Japan bow out of the competition at the round of 16 stage after Croatia prevail on penalties by 3-1. For myself and from Mike and for the rest of the team here at the Commentary Hub, thank you very much for listening. We'll see you again very shortly for the next quarter final with Brazil against South Korea, with Jack Essen with kickoff for that one at 7 o'clock. But for myself and from Mike and from the team this afternoon, good afternoon. Have a good rest of your Monday.